Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, some Pharrell Lefkowitz there. Farefkowitz, you might even say. Here on the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream, live on this Saturday morning. No, thank you. November 8th, 2025. Dave Lefkowitz here with my darling, adorable, wonderful, noise-filled wife who's joining us on this lovely, sunny, cool Saturday in the deepest heart of Maryland. And we're doing our 1007th episode of the program. The chickens are already fine. Chicken and sloth together. Chickens and sloths together. Things are flying in the air. Whoa! Almost had it. I gotta get this away from my leg. Okay. Got it. I got that one. Left-handed. There's only two things I do left-handed, and this is one of them. Oh! Got any more? Yeah, baby. Oh, we got one more chicken flying. Oh, she's going with that one. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Yes, this is how.
Because if you do Pharrell, you're happy.
Because he's happy because he's on my finger. There's some joke there somewhere. I'm not sure what. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. What the hell is this show that we've been doing for 24 years? I still couldn't really explain it myself. It's kind of its own thing. We've got the, this isn't blue. This is the Jewish space laser. This is the, and by the way, I think Bill Maher had Marjorie Taylor Greene on his show about a week ago. And it was, what?
You're sure that right?
And he was asking about the whole space laser thing, and she was just trying to backtrack everything about it. And so she was talking about an article she read about lasers in the sky and things like that, and it was like Jewish scientists who were working on it, but she had never actually said the phrase Jewish space lasers in any kind of anti-Semitic context at all. I, however, do. Oh, see, look. This is what happens when you make a Jewish space laser in China. It breaks immediately. They just, you need the Jewish Kopf, to get the whole thing right. But anywho, what is the show? It's just a mix of nonsense, non-nonsense for about 3 hours every Saturday morning here on this Facebook page live. And then, of course, we save and archive all the programs on davesgoneby.com and archive.org. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, let's get is that still working? There we go.
Somebody's looking for a pet.
Oh, yeah, tell me.
A misdelivered college package? I don't know.
Misdelivered college package. It sounds like
No, they sent a college. They were like, I received a package. It wasn't mine.
Oh, no. Sounded like something out of John Cale's The Gift on the Velvet Underground album. But anywho, welcome. Well, here's so we do have regular segments on the program. But before I get to that, let me actually read to you, because people have asked me, well, what is Dave's Gone By like? What is it about? What is the point of the show that really has no real point except to be entertaining, right? So, my wonderful wife feeds in a basic question to artificial intelligence on her computer. And she's like, what is Dave's? Can you tell me about the program, Dave's?
And then you said it's too old, make it recent. So you
right,
remember you asked for, you said it was too, the description was too old, right?
Right. So the initial one, it comes up with this remarkably true, because AI hallucinates and does bullshit and stuff, but it really got about 90% of explaining what the hell the show is.
Was it all in your own words, or was some of it new content?
Mostly in words that I've been putting up there over the years. And then when it did it, I said, this is all very true stuff, but they're obviously glomming onto information that's more than 3 or 4 years old.
5 or 6, I believe.
So then we asked it. My wife literally said, okay, can you just make the information more recent? And I swear to God, it wasn't crawled back 2 weeks ago.
It did. It said I'm going to pull from this, not this institution, this session, this show.
Or the last.
And it said, and it told you the name of the show it pulled from, yeah.
I mean, let me read to you. This is, if I were to describe Dave's Gone By, I couldn't. But if I ask a machine to describe and review the program, it is nice. It's giving me the best reviews I've ever had in my life. So much better than like humans have given me on this damn program. But here we go.
No, that's not true.
Here's a deeper look. They don't know deeper dive. Interesting. They're not using the word dive. As
it tells them it's an AI. It's an AI talent.
It dives and delves, Here's a deeper look at what the show is like. What Dave's Gone By is all about. Host, Dave Lefkowitz, known for his offbeat humor and deep love of theater and the arts. Right?
You didn't say that, did you?
No, they've extracted that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not your word.
I wouldn't have written that somewhere in that way.
No, but I don't hear you in that sense, that's why.
Especially since I was a lot more connected to the theater 25 years ago, 15 years ago when we were living in New York and
2
doing.
weeks ago, apparently, so.
Yeah, and haven't done as much theater over the past bunch of years because I'm just not there. Yeah. Format. Weekly live streamed episodes, Saturday 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. That's my writing on Facebook.
That's true.
Later archived as podcasts and videos. Tone, irreverent, intellectual, and often absurd.
It is that you're intellectual.
And check this out. This is totally not, where it came up with this, I don't know.
What?
Think NPR meets Underground Comedy Club.
Oh, but that's true.
Yeah.
That's a very good explanation.
But it made that up.
Said that, yeah.
Yeah, it grabbed it from somebody who spoke about the show somewhere, not me.
Or it understands what NPR is and what.
And what comedy, like going to the Comedy Cellar is like.
For me, I never understand how it knows all the information. Yeah.
I don't know. Signature segments. Inside Broadway,
True.
Which I knew had to, because I only do that a couple of times a year now. Theater news, reviews, and interviews with actors, playwrights, and critics. Mm-hmm. That's probably my writing. Greeley Crimes and Old Times, which is what we called the show, what we called that segment for many years until we had to kill the Old Times part of it. Real police blotter items and quirky local news from Greeley, Colorado. True!
Yes.
I never wrote that.
No, you didn't.
AI figured that out from my show.
Write that, yeah.
Rabbinical reflections with Rabbi Sol Solomon. Satirical commentary. This is bothersome. Satirical commentary from a fictional rabbi.
Well, it hallucinates.
Yeah, this is the one part. Fictional rabbi. I can smell him from here today. Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Darkly humorous poetry about Colorado towns. Absolutely, 100%
Yes, that's correct.
veracity. The Wretched Pun of Destiny, which I haven't done in a while. Groan-worthy wordplay and pun-based sketches, which is not, that part is not true. They're just little jokes at the end with a pun.
A little bit on that one.
Yeah. Vibe and audience.
Oh.
First of all, I don't use a vibe because it makes my ass bleed, but for fans of offbeat humor, fringe theater, cultural commentary, and long-form interviews.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, of course.
That's exactly right.
Not your average podcast. It's theatrical, unpredictable, and proudly low budget in production, but rich in personality. Which, I don't know about the proudly low, it's necessarily low budget. And I like the fact, that it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it really has it down, except for some minor hallucinations. I think it's a really good description.
Yeah. And then we weren't through with this.
Oh, that's the old one. Yeah, you're right. It's the one. Yeah.
Well, but also you wanted the AI to make up promos.
And different types of things, right? Different sentiments.
So here's a spoken style summary of what Dave's Gone By is like, as if I were reading it aloud to you, and I am reading it aloud to you, but this is the AI telling me.
That's meta.
Yeah. Here we go. Welcome to Dave's Gone By, the quirky theatrical radio show and podcast, hosted by Dave Lefkowitz. Every Saturday morning, Dave dives into a mix of comedy, culture, and interviews with artists, actors, and thinkers from all walks of life. Lovely.
That's true.
Lovely.
True.
You'll hear segments like Inside Broadway, where Dave dishes on theater news and reviews. Greeley Crimes at All Times, featuring real police blotter items from Colorado. And Rabbinical Reflections, where the fictional Rabbi Sol Solomon offers satirical takes on life and faith. Couldn't have put it better. My life and faith.
But do some of the recent ones.
Yeah. Well, these are the promos
you
here.
wanted to fix it.
Yeah.
You said that it was that the data were too old. You wanted newer stuff. Right?
If you love theater, wordplay, and long-form interviews with a twist, Dave's Gone By might just be your new favorite Saturday ritual.
I love that. That's my
How can you beat that?
I think that's my favorite because it's short, but it encapsulates everything, you know?
And here are like the 10-second PSA versions. Like,
10 second? Okay.
Well, yeah. Okay. Classic, quirky. Ooh. From the land of lost punchlines and found philosophies. And it's not my writing. This is AI generating this.
Lost, you know?
Yeah. It's Dave's Gone By. Oh. The show where satire meets sincerity and Broadway meets back alley banter.
Whoa.
Okay.
Sometimes you do say naughty words, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. Fuck, I do. Theatrical flair. Ooh. Curtains up, minds open.
Ooh.
That's great. Except I'm pretty close-minded, actually. But curtains up, minds open. Welcome to Dave's Gone By.
I love that.
Where every episode is a one-man play. Starring,
Whoa.
Isn't that lovely?
I love that.
Starring Dave Lefkowitz and a cast of cultural curiosities.
Oh, God. I don't think you should tell me your guests.
Yeah.
You're a cultural curiosity, my friend.
Yeah. Cultural curiosities like Carol Channing. Well, okay, she was.
She was a curiosity.
Yeah. Dave Koenig, the comedian.
That actually is true, I guess.
Yeah, maybe it's more Hal Linden. Yeah. All right. Mysterious and moody. Somewhere between the absurd and the profound, Dave's Gone By begins. Where every episode is that was the old one, sorry. Tune in for tales, truths, and the occasional twisted limerick. And that's almost true. It's a weekly twisted limerick. And we have one this week, in fact.
Oh, great.
Here's the musical vibe. Oh, boy. Strike up the band and cue the puns. Yep. It's Dave's Gone By, your weekly symphony of satire, Broadway buzz, and rabbinical riffs. I gotta tell you, I don't blame students for using AI. I really don't. It does it so much. It's doing it better than they could, but it's doing better than I could now. So, welcome to Dave's Gone By, where comedy meets commentary, and every pun hides a philosophy. Isn't that's so deep?
I don't know why they think they're obsessed with the word with you, philosophy. Like every pun hides a philosophy. I don't really. And
the closest I've ever really come to philosophy is like my second term at NYU. There was a philosophy class at 8 a.m, and I was commuting, and I was like, we got into logic. Like, if I was like, I'm out, I'm gone, I'm taking something else. Thank you very much.
Philosophy. I love, we read a lot of the, Aquinas, a lot of the religious theologians. I mean, I liked it. Because I like to understand how people make sense of the world and make a schema. Yeah,
but there's still no way I can get syllogisms and
so then
all that.
Who else are you? Give one of the most recent ones you like.
Well, this is the list of the 10 mini promo things, and then we ran the thing through.
Promos, yeah.
They even all right. Hold on, this is so cool. All right, hold on. Wild and wacky.
I like that.
No, that's actually just the type of promo that it is.
Oh, I like it. That's a good, but I like the combo of words.
Hold on to your yarmulkes.
Sorry.
And hide your thesauruses.
But
don't hide your thesauruses.
No, you did this. Remember, you used to use the thesaurus.
Oh, I used to.
Merriam-Webster used to use the thesaurus.
That's right. Dave's Gone By is on the air. Expect chaos, culture, and crimes from Greeley. They love that alliteration, and it's true.
But I like this one. This one's funny. I don't remember this one.
Hold on to your yarmulkes, right? Talk show throwback. I like this.
What's that mean?
Coming to live with laughs, limericks, and legendary guests. It's Dave's Gone By. The show that proves low budget doesn't mean low brain power.
Whoa.
They make me like so smart.
You're smart.
Every once in a while I use a 4-syllable word and it's making me out to be like Heidegger.
I think it's based on your philosophy.
Oh, that could be it. There it is. Let's delve into my philosophy, shall we? From the enchanted realm.
Oh, remember when you did Zebash and that band you did? Lanush?
Janusz and the Boom Weasels.
That sounds like Enchanted Forest, reminds me of that.
From the enchanted realm of rabbinical reflections and limericks of doom. It's Dave's Gone By. A spellbinding mix of satire and soul. Which I wouldn't even say that our show was as good as that.
No, you have soul in your heart and you have philosophy in your brain.
I'm a soul in my foot.
I'm happy that it didn't do Bunny to watch. You should ask it to include.
Oh, Bunny, I should mention here. And then there's breathe in the absurd. Exhale the ordinary. That's genius.
That. It's like breathe in something, exhale something. Yeah.
Welcome to Dave's Gone By, a mindful journey. That's the one thing we're not particularly mindful here.
No.
Through madness, music, and meaning.
I think you are.
Now I have to come up with an actual philosophy of life.
You do need. Apparently, you have several.
I do. Yeah.
The show is based on philosophy, so.
If you have a day, get through it as best you can. There's my philosophy. There it is. Life sucks, then you die, but I didn't make that one up.
It's a very good show.
Well, thank you.
It's a very good. Your show is very good, but that's a very good description.
Yeah, all of these retro radio style.
Okay.
You're tuned in to the frequency of the fringe.
Ooh.
It's Dave's Gone By, broadcasting brainwaves of brilliance and buffoonery since 2002.
And is that when you started? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. Absolutely right. Yeah. So these are great.
I like the nostalgic one too. That's fun.
And then we just missed. It ran through. I guess you asked it to do promos of Dave's Gone By connected to major Jewish holidays.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So
I don't know why.
we'll have to use this in a couple of weeks. There's the Hanukkah
Don't
edition.
do that one. Save the old one. Save
All
that
right.
one.
Let's see if we have one for Rosh Hashanah a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
You were here. It's designing them as if we were putting together a radio promo for the show.
Okay. do it in the way it's supposed to be. You know how to do it.
Shofar blast.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, we actually have the shofar. Shofar so good. And then upbeat klezmer music. Sound the shofar and sweeten your soul. It's Dave's Gone By. Rosh Hashanah Rumble. Dave Lefkowitz rings in the new year with apples, honey, and a fresh batch of cultural commentaries. What I do, new year, same old puns, Lashana Tova.
Oh.
Nice. I wish I had that. And then there was the Yom Kippur edition.
Let's hear it.
Oh, I don't have it. It requires a solemn violin. Where is the weeping, sad violin noise?
I'm sorry, David, I'm slow.
Yeah, it's okay. If we can't find it, it's
No,
okay.
I have it. Just give me a second. I can't.
Yes, there it is. I don't even need the thing. I got this.
Okay.
And then a soft chime.
Here, I'll do it. A chime?
Take a moment. Take a breath. It's Dave's Gone By Yom Kippur Reflection. A quieter hour of wit and wisdom with Dave Lefkowitz as we reflect, forgive, and maybe even laugh just a little before the fast begins. Our show's never actually like that, but even when my father died, it was still like, hey, Dave's Gone By, you know?
That was beautiful. Now here, take the box, honey. That was
Yeah. Thank you.
touching.
So we have these for all the Jewish holidays. Again, these were all created by AI. Honest to crap. And we don't even pay for we get the free AI. We're doing a high level. And then we did some updated, as you said, or I said,
Yeah.
The promos were great, but they're all looking at the show from like 5 to 10, 15 years ago.
You said it was too old. You want to fix you wanted a more recent,
Yeah.
more recent take on it.
So broadcasting from the edge of nostalgia and the heart of satire, it's Dave's Gone By. With segments like My Sick Mind and Rabbinical Reflections, Dave Lefkowitz turns low budget into high impact. Welcome to Dave's Gone By, where satire meets substance, from Rabbi Sol's take on The Guide to Getting It On, to interviews with fringe legends like Henry Naylor. This isn't your average podcast. It's brainy, bawdy, and brilliantly unpredictable. Yes! Yes.
I like that one. I like that a lot.
And then Cultural Carousel is what they
Cultural Carol?
Yeah, carousel. Cultural Carousel.
What does that mean?
This isn't in the promo. This is saying the type of a carousel. It's sort of like it's a whole mix of everything going around and around.
Okay. Like potpourri?
Yes, exactly. From Broadway buzz to indoor cornhole scandals.
That was true.
There was no scandal. You beat me. Here.
No, but you always yell when you don't win. So.
I do. It's Dave's Gone By, your weekly ride through art's absurdity and the occasional red pepper rant. Yes! Remember 3 weeks ago?
Oh, please. Oh, yes.
I was bitching about having to make a salad for you, and it's like the seeds were all over everything. Because you have to wash a red pepper. You ever cook a red pepper? It's the most annoying thing in the world. So, yeah. So I did go on a rant about red peppers. Hosted by Dave Lefkowitz, every Saturday morning. So just wonderful. Just comedy with credentials. Hosted by award-winning playwright Dave Lefkowitz, Dave's Gone By is your weekly dose of culture, comedy, and commentary. From Spock Messiah readings, which I did like 3 chapters in there.
Yeah, they must have liked that book. To
Fringe Festival flashbacks, it's smart, strange, and unforgettable. Yay. Just lovely. Just lovely. And, I can also pick and choose when I really want to do promos, grab the best of these, and there's a ton of the best of these, and just use it. It's wonderful.
How good it,
From a fake thing, the thing.
Your phone just knocked the thing in.
It's just.
I think the technology in our house is taking over.
In everybody's house. People have had, Alexas for 10 years. They've had, turn on the lights. It's like, we're going to be living it. No one will have a job, but no one will need a job because we'll all be home just talking to the machines that do our bidding.
That's true.
So, but I still have old school. It's funny, they never mentioned potato.
Show the pictures.
Yes, okay.
You could take one picture. It wouldn't do the one we liked, the really cute one, but it did a whole bunch.
I've got to hold on. I'm going to save.
An email, just take one of the pictures and open it, and then you could share screen and show them.
So not only did AI create all these potential...
They're too lovely for words, so they have images of them, which are more cuter.
Here's. Let me share my screen momentarily. So AI did this too. In the amount of time that it would have taken a staff of people half a day to even come up with an idea, then implement the design on a computer and so forth, in 30 seconds... Let me grab it. Kill that. Thank you very much. Look at this. Here is, I'll make it a little bigger.
I can open it on my phone if you want to get down share screen.
Well, I'm already in. I'm already doing it. So Dave's come by.
I love that.
Yeah. Look at that. So profound, so perfect, so beautiful.
You should use that for your promo, okay?
Or.
I like that one. Oh, do next, yeah.
This one is cuter. But I don't know if I like it as much. You're right.
I don't see it yet. Which is ask Potato to evaluate. Is he like the first one with the raw potato?
Oh, I know him. I know Larry. His name is Larry. Oh. Look at this. He's ignoring me.
Now, what's the next one?
And then this one is sort of the Groucho cuter one. Kind of. I'll get my glasses back on.
Oh, that's funny. They're all cute.
They're all really, really cute.
The blue looks so much better on your computer. It's so beautiful, the blue.
Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? So here's the deal. I don't know. I think this is the most the original, with no face, just a beautiful potato.
Well, that's symbolic of your love of potatoes.
It is.
The other one.
The other ones are more.
Ask Potato what he thinks of that one.
All right. Well, that last one here's Potato. What do you think? It's a little type A. What do you mean by that, Potato? Just he's, it's a little, the eyes are a little big, the mouth a little wide, the energy, a little much for a Saturday morning, don't you think?
Wow.
Potato, are you criticizing these because maybe you want to be in those photos and you want the job? No. But look me in the eye. Which eye? All right, yeah, okay.
Oh, here, honey, here.
Yeah, oops.
Oh, God.
Fell off the table there.
Off the table.
Let me also stop share if I can. Here we go. All right,
Great.
Potato, here. Let's give him some ketchup.
Is he okay?
Potato, you're a very important part of the show. We love you. We don't just need you for the promos. We need you all the time, okay? Okay, Dabby. Aw. Now say something nice to Mommy. Oh, Mommy loves you too. You get us ketchups.
I just gave you ketchups.
You don't get us butter anytime anymore, but...
Daddy, do this.
Oh. So, Potato, are you going to be upset that you're not our promo Potato?
Surely it's my turn.
Oh, try again.
All right, now, Potato, I'll ask you again. Are you willing to contribute to the show as the important part of it that you are?
Why didn't I think of that?
Well, because I'm the host, and it's the kind of thing I think of. So, Potato, you know, do you love me?
I couldn't agree more.
Oh. Would you like some more ketchup?
I'd love to.
Okay, here we go.
I mean, that's a pretty obvious question.
Yeah, it kind of is. All righty, so we've got, let's see, so we were able to share all that. Thank you. Thank you, artificial intelligence. What can I tell you? Yeah. And for your amazing idea, my wife's wonderful idea to say, hey, let's throw the Dave's Gone By name into the hopper. See if it comes up with anything. Dave's Gone By is a show. It's been on since 2002. A guy hosts it named Dave Lefkowitz. He seems to be Jewish.
I wish we had the upgrade so it could actually sing it. You know, it would sing it. Like, I wish it would have done it.
Yeah.
You could probably get an artificial voice to read the text and sing it, you know?
Oh, I'm sure. We also programmed, or when I say we, my wife was doing this last night or 2 nights ago, and we asked the lady voice that AI uses, can you do this? Can you mime it? Can you sing it?
Oh,
I cannot sing, but she tries to rap,
that was
which is kind of cute.
She did a good job.
Yeah. And of course, if you ask her to do something filthy and dirty, she won't, which is unfortunate. I think you have to pay extra for the AI that's filthy.
I think you do.
And certainly I would. But anywho, it's almost 9:30 in the morning already, Eastern Time, here in the Daverhood. You're watching the 1007th episode. Honest to God. We should call this Bond.
007.
Yeah.
You could still do that. You could refer to it as a slang name.
Well, actually, what we're going to call this episode is Mind Control.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Basically, because we have 2 guests coming up in a little while who are theater people, and they're co-working on a brand new show. It's on the fringes of off-Broadway. They're obviously looking to bring it to a commercial run and bring it around the country. So they're trying it out at a place called the Laurie Beachman Theater. We talk about it all the time. It's over in the West Beth Cafe in Midtown Manhattan over on 9th Avenue. So the show is called Has Anyone Seen My Mind? Which actually would have been as appropriate a title for Dave's Gone By as anything else. But it's a revusical, I guess you would call it, of just stuff about the weirdness, craziness, absurdity, difficulty, beauty of life in New York. In song and sketch and rumination form that was put together by a couple of pretty well-known people in the Broadway, off-Broadway theater cabaret sort of circuit. We're talking about a guy named Justin Ross Cohen, who is directing the show at the Laurie Beachman this month. And Justin Ross Cohen, his credits go back. He was a cast member in the original A Chorus Line on Broadway. He was also in The Magic Show on Broadway, the Doug Henning one. He was in I think it ran a week, if that, the Broadway flop Got to Go Disco. You remember that one, hon?
No.
And it was like Latinx music, so it was like, Got to TU, Go Disco. Amazingly, that didn't sell any tickets. Amazingly, nobody wanted to see that. But a lot of people did want to see a chorus line. A lot of people wanted to see the match. He was also an understudy in Pippin.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So he went from being an actor-dancer to, of course, going behind the scenes and doing more in different ways.
Many people do that. They switch their role from acting to...
You reach a certain age, and if you can still walk after trying to dance since childhood or whatever. But so now he is directing this piece called Has Anyone Seen My Mind, which was created, conceived, and has writings by Bill Russell. Now, Bill Russell, he's got a string of credits that include the Texas Chainsaw Musical. Sorry, I missed that one. Pageant, which I did see a couple of times. It was a very big off-Broadway hit, all about these beauty pageant contestants who are all played by men, even though they're women characters.
He's very upset.
Okay, hold on. Oh, this was, yes, I took this last night. Okay. Speaking of potato things, at the local Michael's where we shop, they had stickers, should have gotten this, of potatoes. Stickers of potatoes, being and doing potato.
Yeah, let me see what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cute.
So.
Oh, wow. It reminds me of that book you read about the couch potato.
Yes, it does. We did that a couple of weeks ago, too.
TV.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a bag of chips, which I'm...
No, that's problematic, yeah. I was afraid to show potato that. Potato is, for obvious reasons, very sensitive about bags of potato chips.
I want to see what that is. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, okay.
You can do... What are pip stickers?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a monthly subscription service.
What?
That offers different, they have pip stickers. So they have an activity booklet, and you can get stickers.
Oh, it's like green stamps you paste in, and yeah.
They're so cute.
They are cute though.
Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they have adorable stuff.
Oh, all right. Maybe you want a subscription. That could be your Hanukkah gift.
Subscription, but they have a really. Oh, they're really cute.
Oh, yay!
That's cute.
Are they selling the potato one separately somewhere?
No.
Oh.
Look what they have that you'd like. Wavy Man.
Wavy Man! So look, here's her one. Let's see if I click on will it show? Ta-da!
Oh,
That's very cool. That's very cool. Anyway, so talking about Justin Ross Cohen, the director, and then the creator, Bill Russell. He did also, besides Pageant, he did a very celebrated popular show a few years back called Elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens, which was done kind of in the height and post-height of the AIDS epidemic in New York and in America. And it was this, celebration and mournful look at gay life and stuff. But he's most known for a show that came to Broadway. And one of the weirdest ideas for a musical, let alone a Broadway musical, because if you go to Fringe festivals and things like that, and this this show apparently specializes in talking about Fringe festivals, but when you talk about strange ideas for a commercial Broadway musical, it can't do much better than two young women joined at the hip for life. So it was a musical about Siamese twins called Sideshow.
Oh, we saw that.
You saw that with me?
With you, yes. Two blonde women and a freak show. Yes.
Daisy and Violet Hilton.
Yes,
we went to that together?
We together, yes. That was me, your wife.
Yes, wow. Wow, and it got some really good reviews. Some people absolutely loved it. It became a cult musical. Wasn't a hit in its original incarnation, but there are a lot of people who really, found a lot in the show. I think it's a great underrated kind of mini classic, to the point where they revived it a couple of years ago on Broadway, because it also affords a great showcase and spotlight for two belting female Broadway star level singers. So I think it was Alice Ripley and Emily Skinner, who were the originals. Might have been. And Alice Ripley, of course, a guest on this show years ago. And I don't know who the replacement star, no, the new stars were in the revival. But the show has certainly had legs, 4 legs, if you will, connected. Sideshow. So Bill Russell created that musical with Henry Krieger. So now, as I mentioned, Justin Ross Cohen and Bill Russell are collaborating on a new show, and it is called Has Anyone Seen My Mind? And it is playing on the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th, so one day a week, at the Laurie Beachman Theater over on West 42nd Street. Wow. So we will be talking to, or I should say, Rabbi Sol Solomon, the one, the only, the Jewish, the in mourning Rabbi Sol Solomon, since the events of the New York elections this week. He will be casting aside his misery and frustration by talking to these wonderful theater people, Bill Russell and Justin Ross Cohen, just a little bit later in the show here in the Daverhood. So we've got that coming up today on Dave's Gone By. That's why we're calling the episode Mind Control, because of Has Anyone Seen My Mind? Also, we will have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. We alluded to that before, where we will be going to Cardinal, Colorado. There's a little town there called Cardinal, and I've written a poem about it, and of course I will share it. Cardinal, Colorado. We'll also have, get ready for this, babe, Dave's Big Dick Dictionary.
Merriam-Webster Dictionary Word of the Day.
So, we've been doing this for a few years. The idea is to find a random word in the dictionary, and then, without too much preparation, I have to talk about it.
First you used to do it, and then Merriam-Webster clicked on, and then now they do it.
Yeah. I mean, what it used to be, I used to hand the dictionary to my wife, and literally she randomly put her finger down on the word that came up. Here, Merriam-Webster saves us the labor, and every day they come up with a word, and I still do it. It's like, okay, at some point in the show, I'm going to take about 5 minutes and be interesting, funny, anecdotal, whatever, about whatever the word is. So the word of the day today for Dave's Big Dictionary, courtesy of Merriam-Webster, is bromide. Okay.
It's also a chemical compound. I'm surprised they did that. Yeah.
Well, it's probably related. They'll probably explain how it's related. But bromide. A statement intended to make someone feel happier or calmer, but it's too dull and original to be effective. That's this whole fucking show, actually. But that's my word of the day will have to be bromide. Something that you say to make someone feel better, but you're not actually, it's so dull and so cliche.
Like, what's an example? It'll get better.
Yeah, right, yeah. It's like, this too shall pass. Well, actually, I like this too shall pass. But it's a bromide. It's kind of a cliche that is almost meaningless.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, right, yeah, okay. Whereas I've always changed that to that which doesn't kill you maims you.
Or it could be like, it'll work out in the end, right?
Yeah, I mean, you want to be helpful. It's someone trying to be comforting and helpful, but essentially spouting a near untruth or something that's just so randomly, like, non-provable. Well, I guess this show is philosophical. We've turned philosophical thanks to AI.
Yes, AI and Merriam-Webster's dictionary, now you've become deep.
Yeah, but life sucks and then you die. That's a bromide, too. Yeah. It's like, okay, tell me something useful. You know, we know life sucks and then or life is often wonderful, and then it sucks and then you die. It's like, okay. Anyway, bromide will be our word of the day, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
You don't need the...
I don't need the phone at the moment, no.
Definition, okay.
Yeah. We'll reread the definition when I get to that segment later on in the program.
It says, here, read this. So this is like, did you know the other definition of bromide?
Did you know?
This is philosophical, okay?
Where's my? I'll use my chicken pipe.
You need to have some. No, you need to put on some kind of like cravat or something.
Here we go. Look, here's my chicken vat.
Would you like?
It's a coca vat.
Yeah, put on this.
Oh God, that thing. Yeah. All right, here we go.
There's a cravat.
I'm all sparkly.
Put your cravat. Yes.
I wonder if I wore this in a restaurant, what they would think. Like, we go for bagels later.
With the chicken would be cute. They might think it's your birthday or something. Like it's a special event.
Yeah. Otherwise, why would I take my cock out? But, a bromide is a statement. Thank you very much. So worn and trite as to be...
No, not that. Read the chemical compound. Did you know?
Oh, here we go. Before the psi-inducing type, bromides were most familiar in compounds like potassium bromide, used in the late 19th century as a sedative to treat everything from epilepsy to sleepiness. The chemical element bromine was discovered in 1826. So think about that. You're telling somebody something that is just going to make them sleepy because it's so dull and unimaginative, right? And it makes the person drowsy to hear it. I get it. Bromide, bromine, bromance, isn't it romantic? Let me put this right more properly.
That's lovely. Why put it around like a cape? You can put it on the back part of yourself like a cape.
There we go.
Oh, that's fancy. Oh, yeah.
Wait, I gotta get it right here.
And you got some. You look like that wrestler. Was it Randy Savage or the one wrestler?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you better Sun Ra.
Give me your phone. I'm gonna hear it. I'll look it up. You think Sun Ra? Okay.
Like he had that orchestra and he would...
Images of Randy Savage, the wrestler, and Sun Ra.
I don't think they ever posed together. I can be pretty sure of that.
So,
Excepting AI, who knows?
One, if you put your hat on, I think you would look like that.
Yeah, I do. I don't know where the hat went. Thank you.
Okay, that's one. Point with your finger, like you. Okay, and let's do the other one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
See if you have Sun Ra in his full regalia.
Okay. Musician Sun Ra in his full regalia. Jesus.
At least we're both bald then. We can get... Well, probably Randy Savage is bald if he has to wear a hat like that.
No, thank you.
Oh, so he's got... If I put this on my head, trailing back like that, look.
The Egyptian mummy, yeah, no.
No, I don't remind you of Sun Ra?
You don't have the horns in it. It's very much like I forget the god, like a sepsitop, or I can't say it.
Oh, I know. Oh, not Imhotep, but one of those, yeah. How about this? I'm sepsis.
Oh, you're cute. Oh my god.
Anywho, that's my favorite line of the day so far. Sepsis. It is November 8th, 2025. You're watching episode 1007 of the we do the AI promo tomorrow, and it's like makes jokes about sepsis. I do. Yeah. And you know why? Because it's blood streaming. No, not really. Okay. Mind Control is the name of the show. We have, as we mentioned, Greeley Times coming up. We've got Rabbi Sol interviewing Justin Ross Cohen and Bill Russell. We have a Cardinal, Colorado, Limerick of the Damned, and we will be talking about bromide in our Dave's Big Dictionary segment. So we do at some point very soon when we get to Greeley Times, see if there's anything we really wanted to... Oh, yes. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about. We went to... Later on, we're going to go to this local school that is having its annual pre-holiday fair thing. Where it's it's just tables everywhere, people selling homemade jewelry and homemade clothing things, but also arts and crafts and snacks and food and snacks and food and snacks and food and snacks and food. We went to one last week, our usual monthly one. That was pretty good. And of course it affords me and my miserable life and psyche another opportunity to feel bad instead of good, right? So a month before, we had gone to this fair that we go to locally. And one of the things I look forward to, because arts and crafts mean nothing to me, these people making soaps and making digital things. And there's a guy, a trans guy who paints, and he's quite talented, but it's nothing I want on my walls. So we just kind of walk around and wave at everybody and make we actually are interested in some of their stuff. And sometimes we do buy something. Or there was a woman there with here, you put in this fake coin and you get a free gift and you won't know what it is. So it's like, and then it's like, we give it to her and it's Gesundheit. So Gesund. We give it and we get out this little piece of crap. And I was like, oh yeah, why do we do this? But it's a fun thing. It's a nice thing for the community. And it's a nice event for a typical regular Saturday morning. And they also have food people there. And so, because 2 months ago, we go, and there's this black woman there with her kid or her grandkid and stuff. And she cooks food, and she also makes these desserts. And she had made this apple turnover thing, like this little mini apple turnover. And I try, I like getting snacks, and I'm always trying new whatevers instead of the store-bought. And it was so good. I was like, yeah. Well, I'm not telling you. I'm also waiting for you to do that third sneeze because you're Jewish. Sneeze number 1, sneeze number 2. Gesundheit! There's sneeze number 3. So I'm sorry, it was 2 months ago. I get this turnover, and it's yummy. And you know how it was, I didn't even have to fake it like you do when you buy food from somebody and try it in front of them. And you have to make like it's the greatest dish you've ever eaten in your life because they're looking at you expectantly. But I did that, but it was true. It was like one of the best apple little pie turnover things I ever had. And I was like, yes, yeah. And then she shows up the next month, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get your apple turnover thing, yeah. And she said, oh no, we didn't do them this month. I'm like, you didn't? That was so wonderful, it was so good. Fine. So we come back last week, and the woman is there, and she sees us walking through she sees me walking through the door. And she's like, and she grabs not 1, but 3 boxes.
She had them in the back, save for you.
I know. So she takes like 3 boxes, like, your turnovers. And I'm like, yes, I really wanted 1. I did not want 3. I mean, I would eat 3 and it's fine.
You said 3 at some point. I don't know.
Did I?
I wonder, yeah. You know how sometimes you get a little extra.
Yeah, me, extra?
Sometimes you get a little extra. I think it was a combination, yeah.
So, and I was like, oh my God. So she puts that in front of me, and I realized, so I'm going to be paying like $12 for 3 pieces of cake. I'm like, I want to try one thing and maybe get a couple of other things instead. I'd love to have the apple pie again. I only need 3 of them to pay for 3 of them. And so immediately she becomes very standoffish.
No, she didn't. She just went back. She was cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, but she seemed so disappointed. Because I did buy 1. And I was like, thank you. I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad. Now I have to be over thankful. Now I have to be like, I've been waiting for this. I've been losing sleep over this pie that you made for me. And, if I were a rich man, I would have bought your whole table. But I'm a poor middle-class Jew having a lousy year. So I can just take this 1 cake from you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now I'm feeling bad for the whole rest of the thing. And I wander over to this other table when there's another black woman with her kids selling other pastries. And it's like, well, I want to try theirs too. I'm here to try different things. And they have stuff on sale. They have these little cakes on sale that look really good. So I get some there, and I get some, and then we walk around, and I get the hell out of there. And then while, like, you're in the bathroom or something, I'm like, now I feel like shit. So I go back into the place. And I go to the first woman, and because not only is she selling these pastries, she's selling shrimp and grits and some other like lunch food. It's lunchtime anyway. So it's like, you know what? Let me try your shrimp and grits. So also the trans guy, raved about it. He went back for seconds. So he bought shrimp and grits, and he went back and got more shrimp and grits from her. So that was a good sign. That was kind of like, this is probably pretty damn good. So I buy it. I go... and it turned out to be delicious. It was really, really yummy.
Well, it was nice. We ate outside on the picnic table. I enjoyed that.
But I at least wanted some acknowledgement from the woman of like, well, you did spend more money today. You didn't get the other cakes, but you got the shrimp and grits. So yay! And it wasn't quite like that. It wasn't quite. I think I already screwed the pooch. She's not going to do anything nice for me ever again.
Well, that's not true.
No, of course she'll sell me food, but there won't be that special magical bond we had 2 months ago when I made her feel like the best baker in the universe.
Or you had a French fry, French fry man. So you'll go. She knows you're stepping out with her, the guy from the fairgrounds, French fry man.
Yeah. But that is how my life goes. Like I try to be extra friendly, extra nice, and extra encouraging to people, and then it comes around and kicks me in the ass. And everybody feels bad. She feels bad because she spent this extra time baking this thing and setting it aside, and then I don't buy it from her. I feel bad because she expected these things from me and I can't do that. And no matter how I make it up in the long run, it isn't enough. So I'm just like, I just hate. I'm just so full of frustration and hate. You can't even begin to imagine. I say this with a laughing smile, but my life. And what did and I should be raging, right? I have every right to rage because I'm on a steroid right now.
No, you're on a mild one.
So, in the middle of the week,
I like that you told the PA you want to get a stent. I thought that was the highlight.
I didn't say want.
No,
I did not say want. Explain.
No, you go ahead. It's your show. I'm just a pawn looking for a match.
That's right. This part isn't really funny. Early in the week, I have that thing that I had. Every once in a while, I get this, and I got it pretty bad about 2.5 years ago, where it's not a breathing thing, but it's an issue where I have trouble finishing a sentence because I end up swallowing and can't quite get the words out. And I either go into a cough or like a mini choke, or I just have to I can't really, but it's like that. It's nothing I can control.
If it's a symptom. What are the symptoms of long COVID? You just talked
Yeah.
about it.
Well, you'll say what it is. It's like a symptom of long COVID.
See, it says fatigue, cognitive, lightheadedness, or dizziness, but it says other symptoms can affect breathing, digestion, neurological function. That's why I think it's breathing. I think it's long COVID.
And my wife thinks it's long COVID. I got it like later on a Monday, and then I had to go in and teach on Tuesday, and it was difficult. I was up there because I have 2 75-minute classes back to back. And I'm just the way I am on the air, I'm very performative. I'm not one of those teachers who kind of sits there behind a desk and then mumbles, and if you hear me, great. If you don't. No, I'm like, pay attention to me. I'm trying to teach you something. And it's that energy, but it's also when you're having trouble getting sentences out, and, because it's not quite asthmatic, but it probably mimics a kid with asthma being unable to finish sentences and phrases even. So I'm dealing with this and I'm popping cough drops, and it's really great because I always grab the cough drop in my pocket that is impossible to unwrap.
See, it says other symptoms of long COVID include shortness of breath.
Yeah.
So I believe it's
long COVID, yeah.
Because you had it before the vaccines came out. You were working at that school, and you got it. You had it before. Like if people get it now, we're so vaccinated, it's like different. But before the vaccine, the intensity was much stronger.
Oh, yeah.
You had high fever,
Well, no, I didn't. When I had COVID back in whenever it was, 2021, because I didn't get it initially. I did not. I was one of the last to get it where I was working back at that school.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I did get, but it was more like a flu cold. I was sneezing, I was runny-eyed, I was like sleeping a lot. It wasn't the talk coughing. What was the matter? Am I frozen? What?
No, read what Marie wrote.
Thanks for making us aware of various new musicals. I just saw one last night. Well, thank you, Marie. Well, we were talking about the musicals of Bill Russell and Henry Krieger.
Marie is part AI?
You never know. So, I'm popping, not even sucking candies, like cough drops. And of course, I always grab the one that has been in my bag for months, and it's been cold and heat and cold again. So I'm trying to teach and unwrap a candy at the same time, and it's just getting on my fingers. I finally get it in my mouth, and it's half paper. I don't even bother to get all the paper off. I'm just the hell with it.
Sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And now I'm trying to talk, and then I'm spitting out
You
paper.
have the new ones. You have the new
Yeah, I know.
ones.
I know which book holes. But on that day, I'm like, I need this just to get through the class. And then I come home, and I'm driving you home from school, and I can barely talk. And you're like, you're going to, not ER, but what do they call, what's it they called?
Not an emergency, but we got to get there. It's
Urgent care. Urgent care.
There's
place.
no memory problems with that.
But so we go. So I actually, I'm doctor phobic, just like my mom, and I'll go to the doctor only as a last minute recourse, whatever. But I know that I'm still not. There's this thing, and I had it. We looked it up. I had it 2.5 years ago, and at that point, a doctor that I did via Zoom diagnosed me and said, "Well, it's probably congestion."
Did he give you a real diagnosis? Because you could look at your.
Well, he gave me. He had to in order to prescribe medication.
Yeah, I know.
So he prescribed 2 things. He prescribed an inhaler, albuterol.
You're demonstrate with the pig.
So you just go. What you have to do is shake it, and then you give 2 pumps. And you have to. I hate this. You have to inhale as you pump the thing, and you feel the stuff going in.
It's bitter, right there. Right?
No, that's the pill. This is just like it's weird. It's just I don't because you're forcing this like chemical into your. It's not nice. But you breathe, and it supposedly opens up the bronchi. It's what asthma people do. And then he also, assuming from our video chat that it was congestion, he prescribed something called Montelukast, which is just like a heavier dose of whatever Robitussin or breaks up phlegm, breaks up.
Decongestant.
Because as you all know from watching this program, I certainly have phlegm.
Do you have phlegm after taking this?
I have not had phlegm the last 3 days. That's the weird part.
So you probably have some irritation, and that's why the phlegm's coming up because something's irritated.
Maybe, yeah. There you
Your
go.
X-ray was clear, right?
Well, that was the thing. So we go to the urgent care, and very nice place. We go to our usual area where we go to all our doctors and things, and walk in. Very little, like 2-minute wait. First thing in the morning too. It was like 8:00 in the morning. I thought, oh shit, we're gonna get there. It's first thing, and it's gonna be a line of 10 people because you always figure like an emergency room would be.
Like people wait.
Somebody's arm is hanging. You're about to go in, and then somebody's like, "I'm having heart issues." They gotta take them immediately. It's
That's
like,
the, you know what
yeah.
I mean?
But no, I fell out, and this was a new place for me. So I was like, oh, fuck, paperwork, right? And paperwork was just like ding, 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 boom, boom, go to the guy.
Yep.
And they're seeing me within 5
That's
minutes,
true, actually.
weighing me. Turns out I'm 5'2" in shoes.
You asked to be measured, and the girl measured. It was nice.
They're going to measure me. They have to measure me. That height and weight.
She asked her height, and you're like, I don't know.
And I was very proud that I'm down to about 148, fully clothed.
Wow, that's good.
Because I've been over 150, and that was like 15 years ago. So I'm down to.
Retching at that.
My ideal weight should probably still be about 135, but I got the belly, I got the middle age, but I'm not as bad as I thought. So that was nice to see. And then she takes whatever, and she does the finger thing and the thing and the thing, and I'm fine. And go in, I put on those little gown things with the open back, but I'm still wearing my pants, so it's not like.
You're a big boy.
Yeah. And they sit me down and they start, what's the problem was? And I tell them, not only was I looked at for this exact thing 2.5 years ago, but they did a decongestant and they did the albuterol inhaler thing. And it seemed to work. I'm always of the mind that time heals. Speaking of bromides, time heals everything. And then whatever else helps is great. But I can never tell whether, I had a really bad back. Yeah, and 3 weeks later it was okay. And I was given this. Was that masking the symptoms, or did it actually help along with the passage of time? I'm always curious about that stuff. So, but she's like, let me listen to your heart, which he does, and breathe. And thank goodness, the thing I kept stressing is I don't have trouble breathing. I can take a deep breath and hold it. Except now I just coughed. But it's not like I'm having exertive shortness of breath. It's just when I try and talk and use my throat. So I'm figuring it's bronchial, it's tracheal, maybe sinus, although I don't feel congested up here. And she's like, let's do it. Let's just, listens to my heart, listens to my lungs, tells me to breathe. She's like, you're not wheezing, you feel clear, and you're able to hold breath and do physical activity without immediately getting winded. So it's not something in that realm. It's like emphysema, or I don't know what else you would go. And then, but she does then the electrodes on the tiggies, the EKG. And already I'm getting white coat syndrome because I'm on the thing, I'm lying there, she's putting this stuff on me, and it doesn't hurt, but it's cold when it goes on. Mm-hmm. So like, coldness on my little body. And then I also know that at some point it's going to rip these things off and take some hair with them. So even though I'm not getting any needles.
Somebody's really, really hairy,
someone with really hairy goes, ow, 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 ow. That's what you do. There's nothing else you can do. And these are not like serious adhesive Scotch tape, masking tape, duct tape things that you're putting on. They're these little, they do peel relatively. So she puts them on me and, takes whatever the EKG does and gets my rhythm and rate. And I have I'm nervous, so I have that high, what's that top level number?
Systolic, your heartbeat. The bottom is your heartbeat at rest. The top is your heartbeat when it's beating. When it's,
When I'm walking, if the heartbeat, what do you mean?
So you have a calm, a low beat and a high beat. Just think about that.
Well, my high beat was a little on the high side, but not crazy. Mm-hmm. And low beat was perfect. Normal range, everything. So but she's like, let me do this other thing. And what's the other thing besides? Oh, she does an X-ray. Mm-hmm. She does a chest X-ray to make sure.
I was with you. How did that go?
Well, now I have cancer.
No, so, what did they do to you?
Well, the X-rays kind of.
Did they touch you in an inappropriate way?
Well, it's this weird thing because I'm 5'2", right? Yeah. And they have this thing that you have to. You're doing it while standing up.
Oh, really? Okay.
And there's.
You sure that's not the airport? You sure you weren't at JFK? What are you talking about?
No, nothing's happening at JFK now with the shutdown.
The cyclone? What are you doing? You're like on a ride.
No, you have to, because what's happening is there's this square, big plastic thing that you're supposed to be up against while they're taking this X-ray image.
Your lungs, they look beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So, but it's because most people are 5'7", 5'10". It's like up here, and I'm like, can you pull that down?
Do they have a stool you could stand on?
No. You literally move the thing. I had to move the thing down.
Wow.
And she was helping me, the nurse or nurse practitioner, whatever the hell she was, pull that down so I could stand in front of it and get an actual decent reading of my chest and through the back and the X-ray. And the X-ray was clear. Actually, no gunk. No.
Well, you were going to read it the next day. Did you get the final reading?
Nope. No.
I can look if you have an app.
Yeah, we'll do it, later after the show. Or if we go on the app for the thing. But since the X-ray was clear, that should be a good thing. Mm-hmm. Like if the X-ray is saying that you don't have cancer, you don't have a lump, you don't have a this, there's no shading. Lungs are clear. You don't have pneumonia, right? But then this goes back to the doctor, or was she a doctor or was she a nurse? What was she, a PA?
Physician assistant.
Physician assistant who's looking at me and saying, well, the thing is, since we don't have that, we've just ruled out what it isn't. But saying what it is, and also when I was listening to your heart sounds fine, and it's a little fast, because you say you're nervous and so on, but it's also, your heart has a little flutter.
Oh.
You have a flutterby heart. Flutter, flutter, flutter. She's printing out the thing. You can see it, like little bat wings on the thing. And I've never heard anything bad or negative about the. So now I'm like, I'm going to die.
Oh, and then you start yelling out, I think I need a stent.
No, that's not what I said.
You were talking about a stent.
Well, she said I have a heart issue, and I'm like, I have a heart issue. Am I going? Well, what I need? I'm like, and I let her say, am I going to need like a stent? Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, because you say that, it's like suddenly I always assumed, to quote Larry Kramer, I have a normal heart, and now she's saying, no, you've got a little bit little bitty flutter. It's right there. I said, well, what does that represent? What's the brain? Is it apnea? Is it what the hell? And she's like, no, I don't know. But as they always do, because this is Western medicine and nobody's completely holistic and knows everything, well, you need to see a specialist. It's like, fuck you. You know, exactly why I don't go to that. It's like, I can tell you this much, but you should see a cardiologist just to have it checked, just to see that you're okay. Like, come on, man. And he'll probably want to, have a blood sample. I'm like, fuck! So now, whatever my top rate heart...
Put your clothes on. You're trying to like, get out. You're like,
And, so now I have or I did make an appointment with a cardiologist just for him to tell me, yeah, you've got a little bitty flutter in a normal range. You're fine. You don't have a heart attack. You don't have, the blood is pumping. You're okay. You're fine.
I think it's long COVID.
Yeah. Which, we're now going to have insurance pay thousands of dollars for someone to tell me you've got long COVID. Right? But it's just like so much of this whole Western medicine thing is like, we ruled out this, we can do 12 more tests. We can do your blood, we can do this, and then we'll maybe figure out what it is. Because we're figuring out what it's not. But the PA, the physician's assistant, did give me an inhaler, exactly the same thing that the guy who saw me on Zoom gave me to open up the lungs. But instead of giving me a decongestant...
Which, because you weren't congested.
Right. They took the x-ray, they saw there was nothing in the lungs and nothing in the trachea and stuff.
And you had no fever, which is good.
So,
I don't know what your pulse ox was, like your oxygenation. That's the little finger jammy. I
But
didn't see that,
They gave me a steroid. They gave me something called what is it called? Methylprednisolone. Methylprednisolone.
It's a low dose. It's not going to make you butch.
Because I thank you, dear. God forbid a medicine should make me butch. I'll just be the same faggy Dave I've always been.
Oh, I love you. You're beautiful.
Oh.
If anything happens to you, I will be unhappy, of course.
Yeah. So you have a list of other men you're going to marry after me. It's like, that doctor I went out with. So what?
Vegan Thanksgiving. That looks great.
Oh, God. Please.
That's what you're going to have to eat.
Vegan Thanksgiving.
After you go to the doctor, that's what you better live up your trip because you're not going to know what you're going to eat when you get back. It looks good.
Well, yeah, if there's asparagus, sure. Yeah. Beets, I'm in. Applesauce.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
$70. Check in, you get offers.
What do you mean check? Oh, chicken? Like
check in. Rawsome buffet. It's a raw vegan buffet. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, at West Palm Beach, we can't go.
Oh no.
Good. They have roasted eggplant, succotash. Come on.
Actually, I wouldn't mind. I would find a vegan Thanksgiving meal around these parts, and we'll do it. I don't need to have turkey on Thanksgiving. It says, or I can have turkey for lunch, and we can go out for dinner. I'll do it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Assuming whole Dave's heart holds up.
Don't say that, please.
But I got the flutter, baby. I got the flutter. So that was my week. And the thing is, I did also joke with the doctor, sort of as like, not really joking, saying, wait, you're going to put me on a steroid. Is that going to make me like, a murderous NFL star?
No, you said, is it going to make me like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something?
Yeah, no, I'm like who's that?
You said you're going to pump up, and you were doing like
Ah!
Yeah, you were doing that, yeah.
But who was the football player who went mad and shot somebody and because he was on steroids? It was not Menendez, but it was a Spanish name.
Yeah. You don't want to be that person.
No, I was, I'm going to go pimples all over my face and be like, angry all the time! And she's like, no. She didn't really have that great a sense of humor, I don't think.
Well, it was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And as usual, I have to say the things I have to say.
Yes, you do.
And it completely ruins them all. So she's hovering over me, and she's a moderately attractive, youngish woman.
Yeah.
Not hot, but, okay. But she's like, I have a flutter. It's you. You make my heart flutter.
I'm listening, and it sounds like your heart's skipping a beat. And then you looked at her with your little fawn eyes and said, it's you. And she was like, no, it's not.
Oh.
I think, like, there's not a lot of joy in like 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and then like this is why I would never be anything clinical. It'd be hard for me because you could make mistakes. Like this is what the thing is like if it were me, because I'm always like a collaborative person. If I thought you were really sick, I would have said, bring in the MD, like bring in the doctor.
Oh, okay.
But like someone, but you weren't. But like I would be like, I don't know how. I guess through experience, probably people feel comfortable making these decisions, and then they probably collaborate with the team. But
yeah, no, I get that, but that also leads to the fear of being wrong because they get sued all the time. And the fear of being wrong says, I'm not going to make this call. I'm going to send you to a specialist.
Well, they have to. No, they have to. So it's like a protocol. It's not even them. It's like a flow chart. If A, then B. Yeah. So they're following, and they have to do it out of an abundance of caution.
Right. An
But I don't know why she sent you to the GYN. I mean,
Well, you know that for weeks now, my pussy has been itching like crazy. And speaking of pussies, I do have, we'll finally get to Greeley Times in a moment, but I do have a cat story this week. So Megan told you that there's this calico cat. There's this stray cat that has been wandering about and has been in our yard. He's beautiful. He looks like a house cat.
Oh, I don't remember this story. Did you take a picture?
That is because... So I see him once, and then a day goes by, and then middle of the day yesterday, I think it was, I'm at the computer in my office here, and I look out the window, and there's a fox.
Oh no!
Right in the middle of the yard, a beautiful fox. With long tail, gorgeous.
This is not going to go well.
So I look at the fox, and the fox is like noticing something behind the bushes.
Oh, you know what he's looking at.
And literally out fearlessly comes this stray calico cat.
That's not good.
White and brown and coming out.
No.
And now the cat and the fox
enemies,
are looking at each other.
They're a predator and prey, correct?
I don't know. Well, I'm looking at them and they're just kind of hanging, sizing each other up. The cat goes like, and then the fox kind of stiffens up and they're looking at each other. And I have no idea what the hell's about to happen now.
That's scary.
I don't really want to know. So my first thing is I just bang on the window.
Good.
What do you think happens?
Nothing.
No. The fox just goes, zoop!
Oh, wow. The cat's
And the cat's like, yeah, fuck you want.
The cat's okay.
Cat is like, yeah, you looking at me? You looking at meow? Ah. And then the cat just sort of saunters off. But cat win, and they're not. I looked it up. They're not quite natural enemies. They can get along.
Good. Okay.
Because we know the fox gets along with our groundhog.
That makes me happy.
But it was just such a funny moment. I'm like, oh, this is going to be ugly-ish.
What was the most horrible thing I've seen?
Yeah.
Is we saw the fox running with a headless bunny. That was like, I mean, I know it's nature, I know it's nature, but that was upsetting. So I would not want to see that in my,
And the irony of what you just mentioned is that about an hour later, I'm looking out, the window again, and for the first time in several days, there was a bunny. And the bunny was just like scooting across after the fox incident. So it's that time of year we've seen deer. The deer were back in the yard again. The stags are, now I'm seeing the male deer. So it's obviously the time of year when they're looking for. Oh, I wonder also if it's, since it's mating season for deer, maybe it's that season when we're going to hear the foxes scream.
That was horrific.
Like the vixens in heat.
It was like, I don't even know how to say it.
Oh my God. We talked about this on the air. This is a year or two ago.
It was scary.
And it's nighttime, and we hear in the street, like a baby being, I don't know, having its toes cut off or something.
It sounded like a girl, like a teenage girl screaming.
And we look at what the hell is it? And there's a lady fox telling all the male foxes in the area, hey boys,
Time to get busy.
come and get it. Come, why don't you dive into my foxhole? And that's literally what it was. They make this noise, like I guess for humans,
Want me to find it? Hold
is
on.
scary and yeah.
It's sorry. Fox vixen call sound.
So when humans hear it, it's like,
Let's see.
yeah. But when foxes hear it, they're hearing, yeah, baby, come and get it. Yeah, I'm down. Uh-huh.
Compound in honey can actually reverse cognitive.
This is the sound of vixen screeching. Let's hear it. My God. They're not making it. This is actually what it sounds like.
This is the truth. It's not.
And they're horny. This is literally saying, come fill my love box.
Do you have? Where's the one of the?
Oh.
The one we have of the zombie sheep?
Oh,
Is that on your phone or my phone?
Oh, it was a thing. It was
Yeah, it was an audio one.
Yeah, that's. You mean the actual sheep sound that we?
Yeah. Oh, it's a deer. It's a deer. Oh, here. Oh, you know he woke up?
Nice shot of your chest there.
No, I couldn't take a picture because
Yeah.
these are farm people. You don't want to make them angry. You don't want to make the farm people
So we also have
angry.
this. We also have the zombie gnome.
Well, he heard the zombie yells from the sheep.
I don't know if he doesn't make a noise. He just kind of looks like this, I think.
He's scary.
So anyway, that was my sheep and my fox and cat story from
So
this
you
week.
see two different cats. It seems to.
No, there was the same cat.
Oh, you said one was gray and one was.
No,
tan.
there was a calico, like white and brownish
Yeah.
cat. I saw him one day, or I saw him earlier in the day,
He probably is some neighbor's cat. He just goes to the neighborhood, walks around. They do that.
and since he's like a pampered, like white, partially white upper class, he doesn't take shit. He's like, a fox. Hey, I've got a family feeding me. I can survive snap.
Yeah, like I live outside. I live inside a house. You live outside.
So yes, life in suburban Maryland, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Daverhood with me, Dave Lefkowitz, and my darling and adorable wife, and all of you watching and listening at home. Remember that you can find out more about Dave's Gone By going to davesgoneby.com. That is where all our archives reside, so you can listen to the very first episode we ever did back in 2002, and plus hundreds, literally more than 1,000 episodes that we've either done by audio only or later on, of course, as video. All the links, all the materials at davesgoneby.com. We also put our archives at archive.org. We have a room there, place there that's Dave's Gone By. Just go to archive.org, our section, and it's the same material. It's the same interviews and the same complete episodes. It's just nice to have them on two different platforms. And then we also have a platform on castbox.fm, which is audio only. It's for podcasting, so you can take things on the go as MP3s or just on your device. So if you don't need to see me, but you still want to hear me, you can get the same shows at castbox.fm on the Dave's Gone By channel. All different ways of getting the same wonderful stuff, the comedy, the humor, the philosophy of Dave's Gone By. Well, I think it's time to stop getting more or less philosophical and more journalistic, because it's time to go to Colorado, where my wife and I lived for more than a decade. And while we were there, the major newspaper in our town was called the Greeley Tribune. It's coming out of Greeley, Colorado. So in the Greeley Tribune, once a week, and this is continuing now, is a column that collects the police blotter information, stripped of identifiers, of when people call the police department for help. And of course, the real scary bad things happening, that makes the papers in a different way. But these are just calls of like weird, funny, stupid things that people are seeing in the neighborhood and telling the cops about. Well, we look at those and we bring you the funniest ones of those in a segment that we used to call Greeley Crimes in Old Times, but now we just call it Greeley Times. Okay, that's all I can play of that before the demons at Facebook and YouTube tell me that I'm doing a problem with copyright. So Greeley, Colorado we go to for our Greeley Times segment. Our first phone call comes from... Hello? Hello? A caller at the Greeley Mall said a man pulled up to his children claiming to be a pastor. The pastor, like in the car.
In the car?
Yeah.
Oh,
The pastor said he felt compelled to speak to them and then tried to take a picture of the children. Yeah, I think it's becoming pretty clear.
That happened to one of my friends in New York. She was working in a clinic and she was going through rough times, so you could see she was upset. Yeah. And a woman came up during the street and said, "I'm a psychic and you have bad whatever and I'm going to help you relieve it." And it freaked her out. Like,
oh, well, that's a little
really
different.
Upset her. Like, she knew it was fake, but even though she knew it was fake, she still was upset that,
someone got her vibe.
She was upset. I mean, it was obvious to anyone, but.
Yeah. Well, this guy, I think it's pretty clear he wasn't a pastor, although very likely he was a Catholic priest. Oh, the phones are quiet. I thought I'd get a break. I thought the phone would stop ringing for just a little bit, but here it is. Oh, honey! Not only is it a phone call, it's an alert. And not only is it an alert, but it's not a chicken alert. Uh-oh. We haven't had one of these in so friggin' long. I don't even know if I have the audio for it. No, I no longer have the audio for it.
What is it?
It's a Lupton alert.
Lupton.
There's a town in Colorado called Fort Lupton. Lupton. Well, and it's not that I love the town of Fort Lupton. There was nothing really there, but I love the name Lupton. Say it with me. Lupton. There's something so voluptuous about Lupton. This is part of my philosophy here. If you have a word that you love to say the word and luxuriate in it. Lupton. Fort Lupton. This is a story from Fort Lupton. A lock buoy man, that's not a bad word either. A lock buoy man, Baba Lock Buoy, is accused of stealing nearly $600,000 worth of property from a Fort Lupton renewable energy company and selling it as scrap metal.
You can't do that.
Dustin Ulmer. And I love that all the short use it. Dustin Ulmer from Fort Lupton.
They're putting in names. They never put names.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was a story in the Greeley Trib.
Oh, an actual, okay.
Yeah, this was actually a story. Dustin Ulmer, 42, faces 2 counts of theft from Sphere Renewables. Fort Lupton police responded there on reports saying an employee was scrapping company property and pocketing the money. So here's what he did. Allegedly, Dustin Ulmer had been recycling tower feet since August.
Oh, and like a metal thing for like some kind of metal tower? You can't do that.
This is, I love that. This is from the article in the paper, verbatim. Sphere Renewables declined to describe what tower feet are.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to know what that is too.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you can Google it, which I did. It's sort of like, the company won't describe what a tower foot is. They make them. This is what they physically make.
I want to say it because it might entice more people to steal it.
Would you be stealing, if you could steal stuff, would you go to a renewable place and steal tower feet?
No, the big thing now is that Starbucks bear. They have a glass bear thing for like $20 or $30 that people want to buy. That's the hot ticket.
Yeah.
Not the feet.
Not the feet. Not the feet. Although if you steal something like that with feet on it, are you going in there with your bare feet? Puns. Puns. So anyway, Ulmer has been doing this since August. And what tower feet are the legs of scaffolding that provide extra stability for structures.
Oh, right. But then that's really important not to steal.
Yeah. It's like,
That's something you should...
why is the water tower
It's
leaning?
like, this is the brace, and that could kill people if it falls on people, right?
Well, I mean, I assume he's stealing them before they're on
No,
structures.
he's stealing them from the structures.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
He's not going to the company. He's going to structures. He's going out and about and finding them in the neighborhood and taking it.
Wow.
That's what I assume.
Well, he's taking it from the renewables, the place that makes them. He's not taking them off a tower, because that's why it's the Sphere Renewables is what he's been stealing from.
That's terrible.
But imagine, just since August, the man sold more than like $500,000 worth of
Whoa,
scrap.
That must be costly.
Well, and what it really was, he made $10,000 from all recycling on $600,000 worth of tower feet. I think he should ask for more.
Feet or what?
I'm sorry, what?
Are they used, or where's he getting? Like from the bin?
Maybe they're building them,
Yeah.
and instead of getting all of them shipped properly to wherever, he's grabbing one here and there, and then just selling it for scrap metal and recycling. Wow. I don't know, but whatever, he's in trouble. He's 2 counts of theft.
That's stealing, right?
Yeah, and this is not. I mean, if it's worth $500,000 or $600,000, this is not petty crime or night court. He's got some splaining to do. Anyway, do we have more calls? More calls from the town of Greeley? Oh, we do. The poo phone. Hello. Where are you? Oh, 19th Avenue. Okay. What about it?
What?
Okay. Well, a caller on 19th Avenue said his wife and her friends were drunk in the living room
Oh, wow.
while he was trying to sleep.
That's not nice.
The caller said they were, quote, looking for trouble, and he wanted them to leave,
Yeah.
including the wife.
Well, he's trying to sleep.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's like he's literally trying to have his wife thrown out or just her friends thrown out, and like
That's a problem.
that's a happy marriage right there. I gotta tell you. Let's see. I know the next call is going to come in for the chicken phone. I just don't know which chicken phone to get. I'll use this one. A caller. Oh, I guess, right around Halloween time. A caller from a business at an unknown address said the woman at the business next door was being creepy and would play horror music when she'd get to work in the morning.
Oh, wow. Maybe she was Elvira. Who's the neighbor, Elvira?
Well, and the next door business owner also would take up 2 parking spaces in the loft.
Oh, man. What's the world coming to?
Well, it's 2 parking spaces. She's got 1 for her car, 1 for her broom. Come on, you need that. All right, let's do one more, and then we'll do it elsewhere. Okay, one more. I've got the sloth phone. A caller on 11th Avenue saw a man on the side of the road who kept pulling his pants down when cars would drive by. Well, I don't know. I've heard of traffic being rear-ended, but... Uh-oh!
Maybe
Yeah.
he was making pee-pee.
Well, whatever he was doing, but he kept like, hello!
Maybe he needed, like you, sometimes you need a belt,
Oh, that could, but usually beltless, they're pulling their pants up,
Oh, that's true.
not down.
Hey.
I guess you just get tired of, you know what, they're going to fall down anyway, go ahead. All right, let's take one of the things that we do on Greeley Times is we do have one story that isn't from Greeley at all. It can be from anywhere else in the world. And this week,
Look what I can do. Wait.
well, show me. Wow. I've heard that sound before.
What?
Rings a bell. Anyway, was that joke funny?
What a wonderful idea.
Here's a story from Tualatin, Oregon, from the Associated Press. And it's another thing. Somehow Guinness Book of World Records always gives us some of the most interesting, weirdest, and ridiculous stories. So, this is from Tuatin, Oregon. And by the way, that's Tuatin, in case you were wondering. Hoisting his kayak paddle in the air triumphantly, Gary Christensen celebrated as he crossed the finish line, victorious in his giant floating pumpkin.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Dressed up as the character Buddy from Will Ferrell's holiday movie Elf, Christensen won the first race in the annual pumpkin event last weekend in Tualatin, Tualatin, Oregon. The Portland suburb has hosted the West Coast Giant Pumpkin Regatta since 2004. Large crowds come to cheer on costume participants as they race around a small human-made lake.
Oh, whoa.
In humongous pumpkins that have been carved out, allowing them to float. So imagine this. I love these small town things. It's like, how do we mark our, let's have Potato Day. Yes, Daddy, let's. And this one is like, hey, let's take enormous friggin' pumpkins and ride them down the lake.
That might be messy.
Said winner Christensen, who has competed since 2013, quote, "You've got an exciting activity that crowds love. Costumes, cheering people, spectacles, pumpkin sinking.
I don't think that sounds like something.
It has everything," unquote.
It does.
How heavy do you think Christensen's pumpkin was initially?
50 pounds.
I know.
150. 350. 750.
936
That's not
pounds
true.
of pumpkin
That's not true.
in the race. Earlier in the year, this same guy, Christensen, broke his own Guinness World Record for longest journey by pumpkin boat after paddling 58 miles up the Columbia River.
That would not be something I'd want to do.
Would you? You wouldn't want to paddle a pumpkin there?
No.
Are you sure?
I'd much rather have I don't like pumpkin latte or pumpkin pie.
Oh,
Maybe
I like
pumpkin
pumpkin pie.
bread if they made bread. What's a good pumpkin
Yes,
ice
but
cream?
wouldn't you drive a pumpkin Subaru?
No.
Wouldn't you? No,
I
really?
don't like the Subarus that are that orange color now.
Oh, I don't mean the color. I mean a Subaru actually made out of pumpkin.
I think that'd be dangerous.
Would it? Would it?
I don't know a lot, but I think so.
I mean, instead of headlights, you have just two candles in the front of the thing, and then anyway. For this race, in the early morning rain, before competition got underway, workers used forklifts and heavy machinery
Oh, that sounds fun.
to lift and transfer the enormous pumpkins to the water. This is magnificent! Come on, you've got to envision this. I'm loving this. The growers and competitors then wielded saws and knives to cut a hole in the tops of their
It
pumpkins.
sounds like like Burning Man or something.
And then they scooped out the goopy insides with spoons, scrapers, and their bare hands so they could sit inside the hollowed out pumpkin.
See, I feel if they use the inside of the pumpkin to make a pie or something, but to waste
it, I
that
know.
seems wasteful
But
and messy.
But I will say that there are so many pumpkins grown in this country between August and October that, how many pumpkins do supermarkets throw out on November 1st? So they should make food out of it, but there's just such an overage of that particular food.
Is that true?
No, I think I'm just making that up, actually. So, the more the innards are removed, the lighter the pumpkin becomes, and easier to float. By the time the carving was done, there were enough discarded seeds and pulp to fill a dumpster.
So why wouldn't they
Well,
make
yeah,
something?
you're right.
Actually, the way that I think of pumpkin is a lot of people give it to their pets for the stomach.
Right.
They say it's like I don't know if that's true, but
But you're right, they should make pies and give it to all the poor. Especially the poor now are going to not have their food stamps for a couple of weeks. It's like, hey, you guys want pumpkin pies? I go, no, you want pumpkin. Would you like pumpkin lot? Would you like pumpkin steak?
it's the one pot pie. Like I used to work in a volunteered to place on Thanksgiving, and the pecan pie went, the apple pie went. Always the last one was the pumpkin.
Yeah, and I don't like pumpkin spice, but I do like pumpkin pie.
Yeah. I could think with a little whipped cream, give it a little flavor. But it was always like the last one that people wanted. They would want other.
Well, first of all, pecan. Anything with nuts in it. Nuts are expensive, and
I think people liked it.
Yeah. Oh, I love pecan pie, more than pumpkin for sure. But anywho, members of the Pacific giant vegetable growers.
Well, give me my phone. I'll show you your experience with the pumpkin.
Oh well, yeah, from last time. But there's an organization, folks, called the Pacific Giant Vegetable Growers, who grow the fruits for the regatta, describe themselves as, quote, and this is a verbatim quote, focused on the fun-filled competitive hobby of growing obscenely large vegetables, unquote. God, I love that. Obscenely large vegetables.
I mean, who makes that distinction, really? I'm sorry.
Well, female vegetables. The male pumpkin is like, oh, honey, what do you think? It's like, I take it bigger. It's like, oh, well. This year's characters navigating included the guy singing the pumpkins and rowing and doing all this. Those included a Chef Guy Fieri, a UPS man with cardboard boxes stacked on the back of his pumpkin.
Well, you have a friend.
Look.
Yeah.
Could have been this.
You have a pirate pumpkin friend.
He was only like 300 pounds. This one.
No, you said 300. I think he was 6.
Oh, really?
I had a 600-pound one. There was the bigger one. Remember the bigger one?
Another guy dressed as Elvis. There was a Shrek. There was a Super Mario Luigi. And, of course, a guy in a hot dog suit.
Oh, here, Dad. That was the one.
Oh, yeah. This would be more of a canoe compared to some of the other things in there. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is a real pumpkin. And a real pumpkin about 600-something pounds. God. So asked, what does it take to grow a massive pumpkin? The winner of the regatta, Guy Christensen, said 4 things. Quote, good seeds, good soil, good luck, hard work. Unquote. Now we got moral support from Linus. But there's a bromide for you. Good seeds, good soil, good luck, hard work. Author of the winner. And the guy who's been doing this since 2013, right?
Yeah.
Gary Christensen. You go, bro. And in the Guinness Book of World Records for his pumpkin sailing rowing activities.
Cool.
Yeah. It's an interesting world we live in. Let's get back to Greeley Times and one more phone call before we get to our guests on the show today and our Dave's Big Dictionary. Oh, wow. Stereophone. A caller on 10th Street. Where is this? Is weird. This caller's on 10th Street. This one's on 9th Street. We'll have to reconcile that. But a caller on 10th Street saw a man passed out, nearly hanging out the driver's door of a vehicle in the parking lot. The car looked like it had been pinned to keep the driver from taking off. So it's sort of like they probably thought he was drunk.
And, that's safe, yeah.
Yeah, and made sure he couldn't get out.
That's very smart. I mean, that's smart, right?
Yeah, so he might be able to crawl out the window, but he couldn't drive out, which is good.
That's really smart.
Yeah, very, very smart stuff. Okay, yeah, I think we will cap it there, ladies and gentlemen. So based on a weekly story printed in the Greeley Tribune and edited there by Chris Bolin, we thank them very, very much. That, my friends, was this week's edition of Greeley. If I could just type, that would be good. Greeley Times.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, no.
I'm sure that you agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi-yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, here it is 20 to 11 in the morning Eastern Time, here in the Daverhood with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my darling and amazing wife, yay, and all of you listening and watching at home to this 1007th episode of the show on November 8th, 2025. We still have our Colorado Limerick of the Dam to do. We've got our Dave's Big Dictionary segment.
Chiropractor.
What?
He was arrested for taping people.
Oh,
That's wrong.
Once you're a chiropractor being arrested for something, there's no turning back.
Whatever you say.
Thank you. But before we get to any of that, I want to remind you that this episode is called Mind Control because we're going to be talking about a new musical that is playing at the Laurie Beachman Theater in Midtown Manhattan over on the west side. It's called Has Anyone Seen My Mind? And it's I ask you that every day, dear.
I ask myself that every day.
And it's a collaboration between Bill Russell, the guy who created the off-Broadway musical Pageant and the off-Broadway musical Elegy for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens, and the Broadway musical Sideshow, Tony-nominated Broadway musical Sideshow. So these are musings of his about life in New York with musical stuff too. And we have Bill Russell going to be joining us in the Daverhood with the director of this show, Justin Ross Cohen. And Justin Ross Cohen, he's also been an actor on Broadway back in the day when they were doing the original versions of The Magic Show Pippin and A Chorus Line. So yeah, lots to talk about. Unfortunately, I will not be doing the interview because, as usual, Rabbi Sol Solomon begged, pleaded, cajoled, threatened, and said, Dave, I want to be on the show this week, and I love to do interviews with theater people, creative people. And I said, nah, Rabbi, I was at Playbill for all those years. I've written for Stage Buggy. I have the theater website, totaltheater.com. Maybe I should take this. And Rabbi Sol threatened to do something with a mezuzah that I won't talk about. So we're going to give this to Rabbi Sol, and he's going to be doing this interview. So let me share my screen with all of you. Let me get rid of that. Don't need that. Going to lower that. Going to bring up. Actually, let me make sure I have the. Where is it? Hold it. Got to find the. There it is. Okay, so let me lower that. We'll get there eventually. Here it is. Share screen. There's my screen. Here's a window. Rabbi Sol Solomon, director Justin Ross Cohen, and lyricist and librettist Bill Russell on Dave's Gone By. Please to enjoy. Has anyone seen my mind? That is not a rhetorical question. That's actually the title of a new show, a revuesical that is created by two of the folks that we have right here in the Daverhood right now. One of them is Bill Russell, and he has written several musicals, including the Texas Chainsaw Musical, which had a very cutting sense of humor. Also, the very celebrated Elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens, and, of course, the off-Broadway hit musical Pageant, and the Broadway Tony-nominated musical Sideshow. To date, the only Broadway musical about Siamese twins. Although I'm kind of hoping that changes. I think there's more to delve into with all of that. So there's so many sides to it. But also with us is the director of this new show, Has Anyone Seen My Mind? And that is Justin Ross Cohen. And what a career he's had in the theater. Actor and dancer. He was in the original Pippin as an understudy. Yes, no.
Not quite. Well, I was in the original Pippin, replacing the late Christopher Chadman as Lewis. So yeah, that's my role there.
And you also came into the original runs of A Chorus Line, right? I mean, you were Greg. Were you an original and chorus second, or where were you in that?
No. Shortly after the show opened on Broadway, Michael sent the original company to Los Angeles, which is when, within a few months, Sandal Bergman and Vicki Frederick Catherine Ann Wright, some other notable, brilliant dancer actors went into the show. So it's often assumed that we were in the original company. We were in the original production is the technical term, and
Well, fair enough, fair enough. What about the magic show? Were you also an understudy in that?
Yes, I was. That's when I was 18, and it was my second Broadway show. The first is where I met Bill. It's a little known show. I have spoken to people like Seth Rudetsky, who goes, I've never heard of it.
Is this Got to Go Disco? Are you talking about Got to? No, that's different.
No, it's Brainchild.
Was that on
Bill,
Broadway?
would you like to talk a little bit about Brainchild?
Well, it's not technically a Broadway show because it never opened, but it was, the marquee was up at the Ambassador, and we did a production in Philadelphia that was kind of disastrous, but it had a score by Michel Legrand and Hal David, and that's where Justin and I met. That was in 1974.
So wait a minute, Bill, what was your, if you didn't co-write that, you were an actor in it, or what was your?
No, I was, the book and direction was by Maxine Klein, who was a professor at at Boston University, and I had reviewed the production there before it was a musical, and she asked me to help her with the book. So I was not billed. I got a little money, but I was basically a consultant on the book.
What was so wrong with the book that it was a disaster and then still didn't even open on Broadway?
Oh, there were so many issues when she had no experience with musicals, for one thing, and there was a lot of friction in all areas. Hal David did not want to rewrite any lyrics, and it was really kind of a nightmare.
Now, how did you guys pick yourselves? Justin, you want to jump in because you sound like, how do you, everybody's got triumphs and tragedies and like things you think are going to be huge hits and they're not. How do you pick yourself up, dust yourself off after a flop and a big disappointment? Well, either or of you.
Well, I had a whole other life happening at the time, so I just went back to that. I went back to that, basically.
Right. Yeah. And what about Justin?
I went on to my next show, which was the magic show. My timing was blessed, let's put it that way, to come of age at a time. I was classically trained. When I was 17, I joined Houston Ballet, and within one season realized that I was more inclined towards the musical theater and acting and comedy and eventually directing. So I came back to New York, which is my hometown, and just was lucky enough that people like Michael Bennett and Bob Fosse and Grover Dale and Tony Stevens, Graciela Danielle, all these people were, these incredible people were creating things. And I was now 18 and 19 and 20 with a classical background, but a jazz, rock sensibility. So with, an afro. I mean, at that time, I remember I would go to auditions for like Good News, and there's all these guys with, their all-American looks, and I'm standing there, and it was saying, thank you. But fortunately, there were contemporary shows happening. And while I was performing, Bill, his star started to rise as a writer. He was creating things, and I've always thought that his ability to create with words is extraordinary. So we began collaborating. Bill wrote a show called Fortune, which was off Broadway at the Actors Playhouse, which ran for like a year. And there was a big billboard. It was a big deal because it was not but one of the first really out and proud gay musicals.
Actually, I'm here. I didn't remember that. I don't know the show. It's Four tune.
Yeah.
What does the title represent? What is it?
It's a gay farce about a young musical group. They're kind of like Manhattan Transfer, 2 men, 2 women, and they're touring behind their first album. And one couple is typical musical theater ingenues, and they're supposedly straight. And the other couple are typical musical second banana roles. And they're both gay. Justin was the guy, and they're married, but they're gay, and they're out front of it and about it, and they both have other relationships happening. And over the course of the show, the 2 women get involved, and then the 2 men get involved, and they're all hiding it from each other, and there's a big discovery scene. And what I think was different about it at that time was most of the gay plays were really like kind of slit your wrists, boys in a band going at each other. And this was a musical farce. And
what year? Was this the late 70s or early? When were you doing it?
It was 1980.
80, just on the cusp.
Yeah, and it ran for 7.5 months at the Actors Playhouse. So,
nice.
Which for a first time out was really encouraging, and Justin stole the show, of course.
Thank you. Well, I had the honor of introducing a song that is now being sung brilliantly in our production, Has Anyone Seen My Mind? The song is titled, I'd Rather Be a Fairy Than a Troll.
I'd rather be a fairy than a troll.
And as bold and brash and necessary as it was in 1980, in 2025, it's even more necessary and powerful. And the gentleman who's doing it currently, Kelvin Moonlow, is amazing. He does a great job with it.
So both of you tell us about this show, Has Anyone Seen My Mind, which we should tell folks happens, once a week at the Laurie Beachman Theater, which is over on West 42nd between 8th and 9th Avenue. So is it a review? It's life in New York, but what is it?
Well, it's hard to describe, but you called it a revusical, which I really kind of like that term. It's built around, for decades, I've been writing these musings, and they're sort of my go-to form. I have written 16 full-length musicals, all of which have been produced, not always in New York, but they've all seen the light of a stage. But those take so friggin' long and involve so many people. And these are something I can do on my own and finish usually in a relatively short amount of time. And at the end of every year, I send out 5 of them to a list of longtime friends and collaborators and people who've been an important part of that year. And Justin has been on that list for decades. Since the 80s. And not so long ago as these things happen, he called me and said he had been reading one of that year's packet to friends over the phone, and the response had been really enthusiastic. And he said, I think we should do a show built around these. And I was like, wow, okay, well, let me send you what I have, which was over 500 pieces. And I suggested that we each pick 25, and we matched on 13 of those, and those became the basis for the show. Nice. And there are 9 songs, and many of the lyrics of the songs also came from the musings, because I have several composers on my list, And sometimes they just set them and send me the result, and that's always a wonderful surprise. Yeah. So that's how the show developed.
Wow. And Justin, let me ask you, like, your method of direct, because you've directed quite a few things over the years. So what is your approach? Are you just trying to do what the author wants, or do you have your own sort of vision? Is there a stamp that you put on a Justin Ross Cohen show?
Well, I'd like to think there is. I've had the great pleasure and honor of working with writers like Bill Russell and Mark Saltzman, who wrote Romeo and Bernadette. And both, well, okay, so you ask, like, do I have a method? When I read a script, and I guess it has to do with my dance background, I don't literally look for the rhythm, but as I'm reading it, I hope for the rhythm of how words are put together, how thoughts are put together, emotions, and what that story tells. But it is when I read something and I start to get visual images in my head, which is what happened for decades, numerous times with these musings, where I would go, my God, I can visualize this as a scene. I can visualize this as opposed to having been written by one singular voice. This is a duologue or four people confronting one another. So I guess it's rhythm, and then my job, if necessary, is to help the writer find the best emotional route for their intention, because my career has been primarily working with writers on new pieces, developing original works. I haven't. Well, you know what? I directed a production of Nonsense years ago, and I was amazed at how well constructed that show is. It is a brilliant vaudeville. If you really deconstruct it and you see the solos and the trios and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to throw that same question to Bill Russell in the sense of, is there some through line, theme, feeling that we can tell a Bill Russell musical or show from anybody else's?
Well, there are certain themes I'm attracted to. I mean, gay liberation has been a big part of my life, and that's certainly a part of my shows. I mean, I love writing lyrics, and so I think my shows have a certain lyricism. This one certainly does. It's all about the rhythm. And I have a background in comedy. I put together the comedy team of Monteith and Rand, who were on Broadway, and I worked with them for 14 years. And so that's an element of many of my shows. Well, most of my shows, even serious shows like Elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens, has a lot of humor in it because, it's an AIDS piece. And I always say it's relatively easy to get tears with this material, but the challenge is to find the laughs. And I'm a whore for laughs, especially in that show. So, yeah, those are some of the themes that have sort of.
Now you have also mentioned that, and I don't want to make this what my people would call a kanina horror, where I say it and now suddenly you have to worry about it. But lyric writing apparently comes easily to you. You don't get writer's block. It's just no problem.
It's compared with writing musical books, which are such a challenge. Lyrics, I could write a lyric every day and be completely happy,
Okay,
Yeah.
so who were the people who most interested or most influenced you, Bill Russell, in terms of, was it Rodgers and Hammerstein, was it Sondheim, or was it someone we wouldn't necessarily expect? Dorothy Fields?
Well, my musical influences, I mean, I did have musical influences from musical theater. I'm a big fan of Frank Lesser's work, but my musical influences growing up were more rock and roll. I mean, the Beatles, Eleanor Rigby is the song that made me want to write lyrics. Hair was the musical that made me want to write rock musicals. That was a big, and still is a big thing for me. And I always felt in a way like I was rebelling against Rodgers and Hammerstein, but now I have the greatest respect for them and what they do. So, but that's, and Joni Mitchell, I mean, huge influence for me.
Oh, now let's get back to Justin, because did you have that thing as a dancer when you hit your late 20s, early 30s, you had to pivot, or did you get injured, as so many of them do? It's like, if I dance one more year, I will never walk again, or not. Or by then you had moved more into kind of, or what was the trajectory?
I had moved on. Bill worked alongside me for years. He was my director. He was a co-writer of a nightclub act that I was doing, which was gaining a great deal of attention from HBO, Caroline Hirsch of Caroline's Comedy Club. Their problem with it was that it was too bold, too out. And I mean, because we had songs in the show, like I'd Rather Be a Fairy Than a Troll, but we also had Seth Allen's Crazy for Dick, and songs like Still Breaking Up with Eddie, and it was out. It was out. It was wonderful. It was so freeing, but they said it's too soon. It's too soon. And they were right. It wasn't until 1990 that Bob Smith from Funny Gay Males was on The Tonight Show, introduced as the first gay male comic.
Oh, wow. It's just a total parenthetical thing, but the producer, the host of this program, Dave, was actually a classmate and appeared in a show of Mark Jaffe Cohen, who was one of the other funny gay males. Yeah, so.
Of course. No, I mean, there were numerous people who were doing what Bill and I were doing, just trying to get it out there, leading, the parade. And then, the AIDS crisis hit. And
so when they said it was too soon, did they mean because AIDS was so tragic?
No. They meant it was too soon commercially for America to accept that kind of humor and observation. And then, because Bill and I were working on the show prior to the AIDS epidemic, we started, I believe, in 1983 was when we did first, and, and, but, in quick order, to the point where the show included some AIDS material. I sang Fire and Rain in memory of many boys, in 1987. Anyway, long story short, it was wonderful to be working in such company at that time and expressing ourselves. And not to get off the subject, but one of my passions is to really explore the PTSD that many of us have suffered from the AIDS crisis.
I mean, how did you guys both get through that year? Were you in New York? Were you near, St. Vincent's and all that? I mean,
yeah.
I guess how many you must have lost tons and tons of being in the theater world.
Hundreds of friends and acquaintances, and we very much went through that together. And then we started working on elegies in '87, I think was the first reading, or maybe '88. But and that was a great release of that. Just being able to do something, in the face of all that was really, really, and we had amazing experiences with that because we were doing it in the white hot center of the war on AIDS. And the cast, we had people with, lesions all over their bodies, and people were going into the hospital during rehearsals and dying during the run. And I mean, it was just like so immediate, and everybody involved, well, not everybody, but most people involved had a personal connection to the subject matter, and they had lost friends. But we had some straight guys who really had not been touched by it at all. And boy, did they get an education, because it was a huge cast, and they all had to change together. And, it was really memorable.
Well, all right, let's get to some happier stuff.
Yes.
So please, Justin, tell me, do you have any memories, any stories about Doug Henning when you were in the magic show? What was he like? Was he really hippie-ish, or, what the hell was Doug Henning like?
Doug was exactly as he presented himself. He really was that very kind, goofy Canadian.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
He was generous, no pretension. He was lovely. He was absolutely lovely. And we were required to sign a release that we could not discuss the tricks. Well, not the tricks, the illusions, how they work. And I'll tell you, you don't want to know. For those who are listening, you don't want to know how it works, because it just ruins it for life, That said, I would stand in the wings and watch Doug. There was a section in the show where he would do sleight of hand with coins and newspapers, and that work was extraordinary. And, his ability to do that wasn't any bells and whistles, because subsequently, when Doug left the show, he was replaced by an actor, Joe Ubaldo, who was small enough, and wiry enough to be able to do some of the illusions much like Doug because of their height.
But he couldn't do the close-up magic? He couldn't even have that?
Honestly, because I had left the show by then. I don't know how they filled, that 5-minute section.
Now, and another question for Justin is, there's a story you tell about when you were when you first went into a chorus line, and you were wondering about the character you were playing, and Michael Bennett, the director, said something to you, and gave you the, oh, boom.
Yes, yes. It was actually the very first day of rehearsal. We were given our scripts, and I remember I was sitting on the floor, and Michael came over, and he bent down, and he whispered in my ear, "Write this on your front page." And I went, "Okay," and I opened it, and I took my pencil, and he said, "Greg is a king, not a queen."
And what did you take that to mean? I mean, we can sort of assess it, but what did you draw from that to play Greg?
Well, because there are, and this was a breakthrough in 1975 on Broadway, a year earlier, the public, in a musical, to have 3 out gay characters. And one was very sassy, and, the jester, and that's Bobby, Tommy Walsh. And then you have the Paul character, who has the beautiful monologue in the middle, and his story is tragic, And then you have Greg, who, you know, is the eldest of the group and very comfortable with himself. He has a line at the end when the director says, what will you do when you can't dance anymore? And everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And I would gratefully not dance and, you know, just cook. And this one is, I can't do anything else. And Greg says, just get me through the day. One day at a time is enough for me to deal with. It took me years, actually, because I went back into the show a few times. I played the eldest character on the line when I was 22. So, you know, much like B.B. Newirth, who went into the show as Sheila at like 18 and killed, you know. It wasn't until I had done the show a couple of more times on Broadway as a replacement and then the film to really get, he's saying that he's an addict and he's in a 12-step program, one day at a time, one day at a time. That's a 12-step program, you know. So Greg, technically, you know, is like the elder statesman. Yeah. So rather than playing him as this, because he does, there's a whole little, not little, Bible, if you will, of the backstories that everybody in the audience knows. But if it's being taught well, the material, you're taught why you're standing here and so is standing here because of friction in a show 3 years ago. And that's why, you know, there's not even any dialogue, but the audience is going, oh, what's going on? There's a life. It's that life that's created. So,
and so important for you as a director, no question about that. Now, Bill, back to Bill Russell, gotta ask you, because you did work. I mean, there have been interesting choices for major musicals. I mean, you know, Book of Mormon, who would think, you know, they did a Broadway musical of James Joyce's short story, The Dead. Okay, sure, why not? Yeah, and it was good, actually. But yeah, and then, how about a show, and you've been asked this a million times, but how about a show about twin sisters who are joined at the hips and buttocks? And did you look at that and go, yes? Or did you go, no, but you can let it go?
I did go, yes. Bobby Longbottom, the original director, the director of the original production, his boyfriend at the time had seen this terrible movie that the Hilton sisters made called Chained for Life, and had told Bobby about it. And Bobby told me, he said, it's real life conjoined twins, and they sang and danced and played musical instruments, and I think we should do a show about them. And I immediately went, yes. I just thought the idea was so theatrical of two people joined together and who were, I mean, they were the highest paid act in the history of vaudeville. And when they were like 16, they were making $5,000 a week at the top of the Depression, height of the Depression, which would be hundreds of thousands of dollars a week now. And also, at the time, I was known, Justin and I were both known to frequent downtown clubs. And there were these two guys, they were Broadway chorus boys, really, who would show up at these clubs in matching costumes, and they would sashay through the club as if they were joined at the hip. And the first time I saw them, I think, was at Limelight, and they were both dressed in ersatz Heidi lederhosen and doing these little routines. And that image had already was really planted in my mind when Bobby suggested it. And then as we did research on the Hiltons, it just seemed like, oh, well, I also, you know, I grew up in the Black Hills of South Dakota. My grandparents were cattle ranchers over the border in Wyoming. Everybody called my father Cowboy Russell. And I felt like an alien that had been dropped into this hyper macho environment. So when I started exploring sideshows and freaks, I'm like, I feel right at home here. I know what this is because I grew up feeling that, so it just felt really natural to me. And it was not until about 3 years into the project, Manny Eisenberg, the producer, came up to me and he said, Bill, you do realize there's a real ick factor about this. And I was like, what? He said, oh, people hear Siamese twins and they just go, I won't see that. I won't. And actually, it had never occurred to me because I was so fascinated by them. And I also thought it was so theatrical.
And what's interesting is that you took their story seriously. Because I could see,
absolutely.
Like the South Park guys doing it, but doing it in a whole kind of, right. But you were like, no, this is kind of a tragic story, but you can obviously have elements of duets and music and stuff like that.
Well, also, there had been an off-Broadway show called 20 Fingers and 20 Toes, which was based on them or inspired by them. But the author we met him later, and he told us it was just an excuse to make bad Siamese twin jokes. And it really was, we had sat on the idea for 7 years before we started writing it. And that opened during that period, and we thought, oh gosh, there goes our idea, but it was not well received. And by the time we actually were writing it, and nobody remembered that really.
No, and also, by the way, we should mention, let me get in quick, before I forget, that Bill Russell is in the South Dakota Hall of Fame. Awesome. Now, Justin, you were going to say something.
I want to say, just listening to you both, speaking and, asking the question about, Bill's inspiration, his source, what could have attracted you to Siamese twins. And I think that the overriding theme that I find in Bill's work, and you can see it, looking behind him and looking at, the series of posters, is humanity. And I think that there is great humanity in every one of the pieces that he's written. Yes, the subject matter often gears towards gay relationships, two women, two women and two men, but two Siamese twins, but the common theme, the common thread is all about people being able to express themselves and their heart and their truth.
Well, one truth that we want to remind people about is that you can go on November 10th, November 17th, November 24th to the Laurie Beachman Theater. It's in the West Bank Cafe, right? It's
right.
Like that.
Downstairs, but you have to go into the cafe to get there.
So look for the cafe outside and the Laurie Beachman Theater is inside over on West 42nd Street. Get your tickets. And I'm assuming, if all goes well, you already did one performance. How did it go?
Really well. This is a hard show to describe, and people don't quite know what they're going to see. We had friends there who had no idea what they hadn't read anything about it, and the response has just been incredible. We did do a short run in Reading, Pennsylvania last year, and last January actually, and that was another situation where they just had no idea, and they were just really hanging on every word. It's been a thrilling response, and we have an insanely talented cast and band.
So, and I'm sure the eyeballs are on. If it goes well for the rest of the month, you have probably all Broadway and other. So this leads to another question for both you guys who have been part of the New York theater scene for so long. And we talked about getting through the AIDS era. What do you feel about New York theater in the post-COVID era? How's it been? Is it coming back to norm? Are there still terrible problems, especially off Broadway? What about it?
It's very, very challenging, mainly because the amount of money involved to do anything now is just insane. And Justin and I had a Zoom call with my agent, Jack Tantleff, asking him if he could help us, get this show on stage. And he said, there is such a backup still from COVID. There were all these shows in the pipeline that are now just coming to be produced. So there's a backup. And it was his idea to do these sneak peeks in cabaret situations, which has worked out really well. So it's very flexible that way. We're able to do it in a lot of different
And Justin, what has your experience been like post 2020, 2021 into the past couple of years? Justin, your experience, yeah.
Is that for me? Well, sadly, my show Romeo and Bernadette, well, gratefully, it's such a dichotomy. I'm so grateful that Romeo and Bernadette was so beautifully produced by Eric Krebs at Theater 555, and the cast was extraordinary, and the Times gave us a critic's pick. But it opened when everybody was hoping and praying that we're done, but people were still wearing masks. So it was very, very tricky. And since then, as Bill says, the backup has prevented shows from being produced not just in New York, but around the country as well. I'm still waiting for a few regionals to get through theirs before, they can
consider. Now that also brings me to a question for Bill. You mentioned that you've written like 12 or 6, was it 16 full-length movies?
16.
If you could pick one or two to see revived in a commercial way, whether Broadway or off-Broadway, like which would it be? Which ones are the ones you wish people would really come back and see, or that they don't know it at all?
Well, gratefully, Elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens. I mean, when that opened in Soho in 1989, it was an extraordinary experience, but we thought that we'll never get this done again, because you go to a commercial producer and say, I've got this show, and they go, well, tell me about it. Well, it's got an enormous cast, it's written in verse, and it's about AIDS. And you're like, where do I sign up? And all
the characters are Siamese. So not only do these are all attached, yeah.
But it still gets done, and it to this day, and especially in the UK, they use it in all the drama schools. So that has been very gratifying. And Sideshow did have a wonderful revival on Broadway. Mm-hmm. Pageant had a revival off Broadway. Shows that I would love to see revived are Unexpected Joy, which ran at the York Theatre in 2018, and then in London.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Isn't the York involved in the Beachman thing, or aren't they?
Yes, they're producing the Beachman performances.
Oh, God, sorry, yeah. And what else? What's another show? Unexpected Joy and...
Unexpected Joy. Well, I would love to see Fortune, my first musical that Justin was in. I would love to see that revived, because I still think it plays well, there are many of my shows. Lucky Duck, which I wrote with Henry Krieger, which is our crazy version of the Ugly Duckling story. I think that could well play more.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are you, I guess last questions for the marvelous people, Bill Russell and Justin Ross Cohen here. So you've got this, it's up, you're directly working on it. What's ahead for the next half a year? Other projects you're working on?
Well, I've been working on a memoir, which I started during the pandemic, and I'm quite far along with it, and I've shared it with some people, and the response has been really, really positive. So I'm going to keep working on that if I ever get back to it. I spent the morning doing rewrites on this show, because every time I hear things that I want to try to make better,
Cool. And what about Justin? Do you have any directing or other kinds of acting or other projects?
Sure. Well, there's still work to be done regarding our show.
Sure.
We're in that process of discovery, and people who came to see the show Monday night at the Beachman heard material that for the first time that was not in other pieces, and the people that come on Monday are going to hear some new material. So Bill and I are still working on that. We've recorded an original cast recording of Romeo and Bernadette, which hopefully will lead to some other productions outside of New York, because when it closed, and with the pandemic, we called and they would say, "Oh yeah, I heard about that, but we have our lineup." So I'm hopeful for that. And I recently moved up to Hudson, New York. I'm a native New Yorker. I was born and raised in Brooklyn in the Flatbush section, Midwood section of Flatbush. Went to Performing Arts High School. Love New York. Love New York. But it's really started to make me crazy to where I was asking, has anyone seen my mind? I've moved up to Hudson. So one of my intentions is to work towards calming down a little bit and allowing myself some freedom to figure out what the next steps might be in this very new landscape that you were asking Bill about.
Is there a memoir in you, perhaps?
Yes, there is. And I'm trying to figure it out. One of my titles is I Was a Teenage Sex Addict. And that's...
But you and let's see, John Leguizamo and Bruce J. Friedman and a lot of people have kind of gone there. And actually we've all gone there, let's face it. But anywho, let's leave that aside and get back to the one reminder that we want to tell people. Has anyone seen my mind? It's running 3 more times. November 10th, November 17th, November 24th, at the Laurie Beachman Theater over on West 42nd. Is it 8th and 9th or 9th and 10th?
9th and 10th. It's just west of 9th.
Just west of 9th Avenue. Sorry about that. Get your tickets, go see it, and be grateful that we have so much work from the wonderful people in front of us, Justin Ross Cohen and Bill Russell. I wish you much broken legs, because you don't see my legs.
Kanaharas
for all your projects, of course, including Has Anyone Seen My Mind? Thank you, and shalom to you both.
Thank you so much.
Delightful chat there from Rabbi Sol Solomon with Bill Russell and Justin Ross Cohen. Make sure, yes, I'm sure they want to do more with this show after they're done with it at the Laurie Beachman, but you have a chance now to see it on Monday the 10th, and I guess it's succeeding Mondays, Monday the 17th, and Monday, November 24th, just before Thanksgiving. Be thankful that you can see Has Anyone Seen My Mind? From the mind of Bill Russell and the directorial hand of Justin Ross Cohen. We thank him so much for being in the Daverhood. We thank also press person Audrey Ross for helping set all that up. It is Saturday, November 8th, 2025. You're watching the 1007th episode of the Dave's Gone By Show with me, Dave Lefkowitz, and all of you watching at home, and my wife who's going to be coming in a little while again to cap off the rest of this episode. Want to remind you that if you want to write to me, davesgoneby@aol.com is the way you can do that, or just drop me a message right on our Facebook page, or post messages under each program that we do, or even just a thumbs up, or a smile, or a googly eye face. I love seeing it, and I read as much as I can of whatever comes in from all of you. So great to hear from you. So our next segment, our official segment on this episode of Dave's Gone By, is something we've been doing for a few years now. And I named it Dave's Big Dictionary. Has to do with the idea that pick a random word in the dictionary, land upon it, and whatever that word is, it's my job to talk about it for a couple of minutes, try and be amusing and funny and interesting or anecdotal about the word. And initially, while we were doing it, we would literally have me or my wife go through the dictionary and put a finger down at random on a word. Now we take the easy route because Merriam-Webster, in order to promote dictionaries that nobody's buying anymore, has a word of the day. And there you go. It tells people, hey, please buy our dictionary, and you get definitions and usages like this. So rather than our having to find a word, Merriam-Webster finds a word for us. Well, we know the word of the day, and we're going to share that word on Dave's Big Dictionary. Extra, tell all about it. It's Dave's Big Dictionary. So yeah, and the word that we received, I'm going to need did I bring my phone? I have my phone.
Do you want the voice changer?
No, we're good. The word of the day from Merriam-Webster. Merriam-Webster word of the day is bromide. Bromide, and as we said this before, a statement intended to make someone feel happier or calmer, but it's too dull and original to be effective. So you're basically trying to talk somebody down off the ledge, but what you're saying to them is really kind of almost useless because it's so generic and so cliche and common.
For the goggles, you could have worn the goggles, but I don't see them.
Oh, yeah, they're somewhere in one of those boxes there, yeah. So, for example, they give an example of a sentence, using it in a sentence. Thank you.
Your level of happiness.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't even remember getting these. Okay.
That's
So,
like to show your mood. So,
So,
point to the mood of how.
if someone needs a bromide, if you come upon someone who needs, it could be that they're in this mood. Oh, probably this mood.
Oh, what about the sad one too?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
What's the pink one?
It'll all be okay. The pink one here is.
On the
No, you don't really.
what one? What's that one?
What is that? That says. I'm going to need my glasses for
Does
this.
it say names?
Yeah. Says shy.
Aww.
Aww. And then. Maybe annoyed. I like annoyed.
What's the one below annoyed?
Angry, of course. Yeah. So a lot of these.
One eye next to it. They're two twisted.
Okay, let me just go through them. Happy,
Okay.
confused, sad, surprised, annoyed, shy, silly, angry, loving, excited, tired, and proud. Oh, I can get these on the bottom here. So, as you know, I basically spend my life jockeying between these two, between silly and angry,
That's why they're next.
moment to moment. I just go bouncing back and forth between silly and angry. But you could use bromides to or shouldn't really use bromides, but we do, to counteract any of those emotions in people. So what was I saying about it? Oh, used it in a sentence. Their speech had nothing more to offer than the usual bromides about how everyone needs to work together. Now, according to So, did you know that a bromide came from potassium bromide, compounds like that, which were used as sedatives to treat everything from epilepsy to
So bromide's
sleeplessness.
supposed to calm you.
Right, exactly.
I like them.
Now, some compounds fell from use when they invented barbiturates in the early 20th century. But that was around the time when people started to use a bromide as something that calms you down. So there you go. So in other words, that's the essential Merriam-Webster dictionary, the denotative definition of bromide. So what does that make all day? First thing first, it literally brings me away or back to the chemical. Do you remember bromo seltzer?
Yes.
And I was always too young to take it or need it, thank goodness, because, if I had a stomach thing, I'd take milk of magnesia. But it was Alka-Seltzer, but how was it different from they were both alkali.
I don't know. I think my Uncle Joe took it. I thought it was Italian.
So, remember, yeah.
What's the difference between Alka-Seltzer and bromo-seltzer?
Alka-Seltzer contains aspirin, acting as both a pain reliever and an antacid, and is used for heartburn, body aches, and headaches. Bromo-seltzer, which also functions as an antacid and pain reliever, is no longer available in the U.S. due to safety issues.
Why?
She said, she just said due to safety issues. This says no longer in the U.S. because the original formula had toxic ingredients.
Oh my God!
What? Oh, now I gotta look. Now we're in the wormhole now. Now it's sort of like bromo seltzer wiki. What the hell am I? Well, now it still says is. It's still, see, maybe the AI was hallucinating.
You want me to look for you?
Here.
Okay. Oh God, you're spitting all over the place. Okay.
So it's saying that bromo seltzer you can still buy, so it can't be that toxic. So who's lying? And if Alka-Seltzer has aspirin in it, which I had no idea.
Bromo-seltzer factory site.
The Bromo-seltzer factory site is actually the
Bromo-seltzer company.
This historic building. There isn't a company called Rolo-seltzer, but Rolo's restaurant in New York collaborated with Evil Twin Brewing on a limited edition hard seltzer. There's also a non-alcoholic
Shut up!
called
Jesus.
Well, my uncle used to take this. I wonder if that's why he got sick.
Well, are they saying there was something?
The original's not available, but it's a ghost brand.
Ah, but what was in the original that would make it so bromide, perhaps? Here, bromo seltzer, formulated to relieve pain, blah, blah, blah. Originally contained sodium bromide and acetanilide, whatever that is. Both toxic substances eventually removed. So now it also has aspirin in it and two reactive chemicals, sodium bicarb and citric acid. So that makes the effervescence, and bicarb is an antacid. So, but it's bromo-seltzer cures headaches, which I always thought it would have been for,
Indigestion.
yeah, right? So, and I remember they used to advertise, oh my God, bromo-seltzer was invented in 1888 by Isaac Emerson and produced by the Emerson Drug Company of Baltimore, Maryland.
Whoa!
Because it was toxic. It was sold in the form of effervescent granules.
You know who he worked near?
Why?
Rusty Scupper.
That's how the scupper got rusty. They used to dump... the bromo-seltzer factory used to dump the chemicals in. Yeah. Their class of tranquilizers withdrawn in 1975 due to their toxicity. Their sedative effect probably accounted for the popularity as a hangover remedy. So acetanilide turns out to now be known as toxic. So now they use acetaminophen, Anyway, but it came out of Maryland. No wonder Maryland went downhill. It was fine as long as bromo-seltzer was chugging along. But anywho, I don't think I ever took... I've had Alka-Seltzer once or twice. I've never had bromo, thank goodness, bromo-seltzer. But in terms of using bromides, I mean, it's the best we can do sometimes. When we want to tell someone to buck up or, oh, stop crying, honey. What can you say? What can you say in this whole universe that isn't a cliche or isn't trying to mansplain something? Is it, well, you just have to do this and this and this and everything will be all right. You know, and the other person might know it's bullshit, but it's the actual act of comforting or trying to comfort the other person that is supposedly the more important thing. So if you tell someone, well, this too shall pass, which it will, it really does, things do pass eventually, it isn't necessarily all that helpful for the person to hear when they're in the midst of quicksand. And it's like, you will eventually, right now, I'm in quicksand. He said, but it will pass. I was like, well, thank you. Thank you, Captain Obvious and Useless.
I think they're offensive because they're not true,
Well, that's the thing. If they're dull. They're banal and dull.
But they're also like not true. Like if you have, let's say they say to somebody like, you're really, really sick, and they're like, you'll be okay. It's not true. Or this will be fine. It's not true.
Yeah, exactly. But what else do you say to someone? Oh, you're going to stay sick.
Yeah.
Dude, you're going to stay sick and die. You want a pizza? I mean, it's like, or it's like someone loses a job. I just got too much stuff here. Someone loses a job, and what do you tell them? It's like, well, a door closes and a window opens. Because you want to say, don't lose hope. And it is true that for a lot of people, what they think is a terrible ending. Oh, you're getting a divorce and the door closes, but, the window flies open. It's an opportunity. Losing a job is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for unemployment.
That to all the federal people who were like fired. I mean, they don't.
Right. It's going to them and telling them, well, remember, you're not getting paid, but once the shutdown's over, you'll get all your back pay. And they'll say, okay, I will give my landlord an IOU.
I wonder what the like can people be evicted or something, or do they have a suspension because of the?
I'm not sure how things are being worked.
I have the TV.
Where's your phone?
It's charging.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so we understand the impulse, the impetus to give someone a bromide when they're suffering.
Can federal workers be evicted if they can't pay rent due to the shutdown?
No, federal workers facing financial issues due to a government shutdown are generally protected from eviction. Specific laws allow them to ask the court to temporarily stop eviction proceedings by proving they are unpaid, involuntarily furloughed employees.
Well, it's that. So, but yeah, I mean, we want to be nice to other people. Bromides come out of a sense of wanting to be helpful.
How many days is the federal shutdown going on in the U.S.?
Was it 40?
3 days ago is 36, so...
Yeah, it's the longest shutdown in history now. Thank you, Republicans. Thank you, Democrats.
38 days.
38 days, yeah. Yeah, this is America. This is
Did you do your pun of the whatever?
No, not yet. No, I'm in the middle of Big Dictionary.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, bromide, that I don't know what else to really say about it, except that I keep hearing Captain Beefheart going, Broma Seltzer Blue Umbrella.
What does that mean?
It means whatever Captain Beefheart meant it at the moment.
It's a lot of Broma Seltzer.
Broma Seltzer, but it pops something into your mind that is probably a lot more memorable and useful than a typical cliche bromide.
Yeah, what does it mean? What's the line?
Broma Seltzer Blue Umbrella.
Okay.
Now we gotta do the whole lyric.
No. What does the line Broma Seltzer Blue Umbrella from Captain Beefheart's song really mean?
The line Roma Seltzer Blue Umbrella from Captain Beefheart likely has no single meaning. His lyrics are known for being surreal and abstract,
True.
combining unrelated ideas like Roma or Rolaids with seltzer and a blue umbrella to create a unique, memorable image
True.
rather than a direct message.
So yeah, but it shows you how well known in culture Bromo Seltzer was at the point that it was mentioned in a 1968-69 Beefheart song. But anywho, don't have really much more to say about that particular word, but there it is. There's Dave's Big Dictionary for this Saturday, November 8th, 2025. We're doing the Dave's Gone By show. Just a reminder, if you want to read my work, since I'm so philosophical and so full of puns, and also a playwright and a writer, you want to read my stuff rather than just watch this show in its archival form, then you can go to a different website, davelefkowitz.org. davelefkowitz, me, .org. And that is a place where my song lyrics reside, the published print interviews I've done for everything from Long Island Pulse magazine to show business and backstage, plus my one-act plays, my full-length plays, a couple of screenplays from back in the day, just lots and lots and lots of stuff, and I keep trying to add more. davelefkowitz.org. So, of course, if you have a theater company and you are looking to put on a small, funny one-act play, check my website. There might be one that would appeal to you. Or if you want to know just how deep and depraved the man who wrote, or I should say deeply depraved, the man who writes Colorado Limericks of the Damned can be, read my song lyrics. Read all those limericks of the damned, one after another, following each other in one giant file. And you will have a sense of the crevasse that is in the brain of this person in front of you. So davelefkowitz.org. Check it out. Okay, well, it is 11:45 Eastern Time here in the Daverhood on this November 8th, 2025. We still have what I just mentioned, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, to do for Cardinal, Colorado. But before we get to that, one segment that we do every week is keeping tabs on, catching up with people who have been on the show over the years, whether they've been on today, like Justin Ross Cohen and Bill Russell, who are pushing, of course, Has Anyone Seen My Mind at the Lauren Beachman Theater. Rabbi Sol Solomon, go to his website, shalomdammit.com. They were just on today's program, but there are folks who've been on since 2002. If they're still alive, what are they up to? What records are they making? What books are they writing? What shows are they in? How are they doing? Well, we consider them like friends, family. They are alumni of the Daverhood, and here is where they're at. All right, the friends and alumni, really, of the Daverhood. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's up with people whom we are proud to say have been part of this program over the years. For example, Carol Hollenbeck just shared that she co-wrote a story all about her life for a magazine called Films of the Golden Age. And the magazine's been around for decades. It just went out. They just stopped it. I think she's in the last issue. But she has like an 8-page story all about her years in the 1950s when she was being groomed to be a film star, like a Jean Harlow, blonde bombshell-y type. So, yeah, check that out. It's a fall issue of Films of the Golden Age. Ooh. And congrats to Carol Hollenbeck on that. Now, today, November 8th, a couple of things that you can do. First of all, this afternoon, 2:30 p.m., get yourself to 54 Below in Midtown Manhattan, because 3 of our friends, Marissa Mulder, Jeff Harner, and Steve Ross, 3 real cabaret stalwarts and terrific performers, they will be singing the songs of Alec Wilder, doing a tribute to him at 2:30 in the afternoon today at 54 Below on West 54th Street. Now, if you happen to be in New York and more of a cabaret mood in the evening, you have to go to a different part of New York, sorry. In Nyack, go to the Angel Nyack to see Katie Sullivan tonight at 7. And then on Monday, Ellen Mandel is doing some new songs at Opera America. She's trying them out. And who knew? There's a place called Opera America, 330 7th Avenue. And that is happening Monday night. So congratulations to her. It's been a very rough year. She lost her husband a few months back. It was, what was his name? Because they were guests together on our program, and also guests on that Stage Buddy live thing. I was.
What's that?
Ellen Mandel and Gary.
Rankin?
No, I forget. I'm so sorry.
Ellen Mandel and who? Okay.
So, and who is the question?
Ellen Mandel performs with who? Alan or
Howie
Ellen?
Mandel collaborates with
No, Ellen, the girl.
Ellen Mandel performs with who?
his podcast, Howie Mandel Does Stuff, for example.
It's okay.
Ellen Mandel performs with who?
Ellen Mandel collaborates with many musicians, including Jessica Crandall, Todd Almond, and Daniel Neer. She also works with writers and composers, such as Jeff Gardner, for theatrical productions, and has performed with artists like Michael Lydon.
That was him. It was Michael Lydon. So glad we got to that.
Sorry.
It was but he passed. He passed a couple of months. Yeah.
People are, so I'm not like you.
Well, no, you were probably there the night that they performed at one of our stage buggy things.
Oh, I'm sure, but I don't know the names. I'm not like you with like.
Well, obviously, I don't remember the names either, but it's great that she is pursuing her musical stuff. She's constantly doing stuff with Downtown Theater. So, Ellen Mandel, Opera America, this Monday night. Tuesday through the weekend, 11, 12, 13, 14, through Saturday, Mark Nadler is directing Robert Cuccioli. So there's two different friends of the Daverhood there. Mark Nadler directing Robert Cuccioli and some other performers in The Beat of a Wandering Heart. It's a cabaret show of songs by Silvestri and Higgins, and that is at the Laurie Beachman Theater, happening. It's an all-week thing from Tuesday through Saturday, so congratulations to them on that. I mentioned Dave Koenig before. He and some other comedians are participating in a benefit for pancreatic cancer. That is happening Tuesday night, November 11th, at the Triad over on West 70, say the 72nd or 76th Street in New York. Not the same night. On Thursday, November 13th, David Yazbek, the noted Broadway composer, guy who gave us Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown and the, Dead Outlaw last year. Well, he is going to be at 54 Below. I'm not sure if it's a solo or with his band, but very prolific David Yazbek this Thursday night. And then playing now through the 23rd of November, Ruben Santiago Hudson, our actor.
He's a lot, right? He's always doing something.
He's very much out there. But he's directing. He is directing The Other American, which is the John Leguizamo play at the Public Theater. And then at the same juncture between now and November 23rd, Andre de Shields is Tartuffe. That's the full name of the show. Andre de Shields, that wonderful, colorful performer, is playing Tartuffe, and where's that playing? At the House of the Redeemer in New York. And then playing now through early December, Gabriel Barry is directing the play Reunions at City Center Stage 2 over in the West 50s in Manhattan. Want to remind you, of course, that Evan Seplow is the founder and editor of StageBuddy.com. Vicky Quaddy is an actress and writer who is created or co-created Late Night Catechism, as well as Bible Bingo and Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? See all her shows around the Chicagoland area. David Sheward writes theater reviews for TotalTheater.com. That's TotalTheater.com, which I admit I founded and I edit. David Kenny is the creator and host of the very long-running radio show Everything Old is New Again, which you can listen to Sunday nights on WBAI Radio in New York. Eva Heineman hosts High Drama. You can watch episodes of that theater review show.
How long have you been doing it? Do you have an idea?
Gotta be 20 plus years.
Right?
No. She became a critic because I kind of suggested she would.
You were a Svengali.
I am. Same with Mary Shinn.
You made her a critic.
That's right. Seems everyone I date turns into my critic, but there you go.
No, we love you, Papa. You're the best.
Eva Heineman, High Drama on YouTube and Facebook. You can watch full episodes. Charlie Gross and Leslie Hoban Blake co-host Two on the Aisle, which you can also watch on YouTube. And hey, remember Carol Miller from New York radio of the 1980s, man, the 70s and 80s? She's still on terrestrial radio. She's on New York Q104.3 FM, weeknights from 7 to midnight. Radio legend Carol Miller. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Neighborhood! So is there something, before we we indulge and force our viewers to inhale the Colorado Limerick of the Damned, is there any stuff that we still need?
No, I think you covered it all. You'll do but some things next week. You'll bring
Yeah.
it and show people.
We'll do that.
I think
And
that's better.
the shutdown we've kind of sort of discussed already. I mean, people are, that's the thing, the economy lags behind in terms of news. Like, everything was going wrong. There's a shutdown, there's no money, everything's fighting, and yet the stock market keeps going up, and the polls and the this.
Really?
Because the data is a month or 2 or 3 old. So
I don't get it. You mean the stock market?
yeah. And then suddenly this week, it's like people are in this haze, this twilight, this coma. Everything seems okay. And then there's that tipping point moment when people are like, oh, shit, groceries and restaurants are really, really expensive. And we're suddenly really worried about the economy and it might contract. What?
Somebody put a thing on, they went to Walmart and they put pre and post tariff prices on everything.
Oh.
So they're like, here's a toy that was $6.99 pre-tariff, post-tariff it's like $13 or $12.
Yeah. And it's sort of like suddenly, even the New York Post, even the right-wingy, pro-Republican, pro-Trump papers, out of nowhere, I think they waited till the mayoral elections were over, not just in New York, but in New Jersey and Virginia, places. And suddenly they were like, one of the reasons that New York voted Democrat is because New York votes Democrat, but it's that people are worried about the economy, and our president better understand that if he doesn't want to lose the midterms completely. The president can't just say, well, gas prices are down a little bit, and look at the stock market, and look at this, and which on some level is true, but even the Post and Fox News are going to him to say, like, careful. Joe Biden lost because people were worried about inflation and worried about what happened to his mind. But it's sort of like people, when this used to cost $9 and now it costs $14, people feel that, And it was always about gas prices back in the day because they were so visible. You pull to the gas pump, and if suddenly it used to be $2.98, and now it's $3.38. You notice it. You feel it. Not just because it's taking some more cents out of your pocket, but literally, it's the big sign. This is what we're charging right now. You pick up the pump. You're looking at the dial go and go and go. So, yeah, on a certain level, gas prices have been fluctuating a bit, but it's, as they say, the economy's stupid. And it's like people woke out of this dream to say, oh, folks are scared. Most folks don't really give a shit one way or another about Israel and Gaza. And they don't care about Russia and the Ukraine, except the folks who want to say, like, why are you giving Ukraine $40 billion and taxing us up the ass? Right? It's like, no, people are and, of course, now that you have thousands and thousands of federal workers who aren't being paid for a month, and prices are going up, suddenly everybody's coming around again. So, okay, the elections are over. What is really problematic right now? Oh, yeah, being able to eat and live, to pay mortgage, to pay our taxes in April, to do all this. And both the Republicans and the Democrats don't have, either the Democrats get it, but they don't have a fix, and the Republicans don't seem to even get it. So this is the state that we're in right now, and leads us to everybody going like, just, it's been 40 or 38 days. Shut down the shutdown. Figure it out, guys, because nobody was hurting 2 weeks ago, a week ago. People were still living off their last paychecks, money in the bank. This was okay. Now, and it's become, of course, what can they call travel season. Now that Thanksgiving is on the way, people want to get on airplanes.
No, you're right. That's true. Yeah.
And they want to go to conferences and play.
That's true.
And 10% of flights are going to be canceled. They already are. Okay, and who knows how much more if people are sicking out or not coming to work and not being hired and not replacing people who leave or quit or die or so forth. it's day by day we will start to feel this, and that's and suddenly people are paying attention again. Well, consumer sentiment is kind of grumpy at the moment.
But
So
also shopping, people I wonder if all of the delays are going to affect access to products,
and the tariffs and everything.
like for holiday stuff, will people be able to buy their kid that toy they want? All that jam.
Yeah, this is also the time when people they start buying the gifts. They start thinking in terms. It's literally day after Halloween. It's we're going to do our Black Friday sale on November 3rd.
I did the same thing. So don't blame people. You just said they asked me, what do we get for Black Friday?
Oh, I did.
You did the same thing.
I know.
Oh, people are so bad. You just did it.
Well, because I saw a Black Friday ad, and I was asking, is there something that we need and should get for Black Friday? Also, Walgreens has discounts if you're old. Well, you know the thing. If you're 55 plus and you go to Walgreens the first Tuesday of the month, you get 20% off everything. Yeah. But I didn't realize if you miss that day and you buy online, you have a week.
Oh.
So if I wanted to buy a nebulizer, and
your last one, no, you have a new one. Your last one got moldy. I'm not buying you a new one.
So good. So fine. Great. But what I'm saying is...
I know what happened. I bought 3 when we got it during COVID. I got 2 of the ones that were Vicks.
Yeah.
And 1 of that one. And I think your mom had a Vicks. You had that. And
Well, why didn't you give one back to Vic? It was Vicks. Should have given it to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is noon, by the way. Yeehaw! Eastern time.
Take off your glasses and your
Keep it on your hat. Better off. Keep it on my hat. So.
Show your friend TP.
What?
Your friend TP. Toilet paper's behind the thing.
Toilet paper is behind the thing. Oh, because we didn't do that.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah, we'll do that next time. I did want to. I did want to do this before we go. I was going to do story time this week also.
Okay, so do it.
As well as Dave's Big Dictionary. But this is. Yeah. Okay. Check this out. Let's do it. Let's do this little story time here.
Little storyette.
I'm going to read the worst book ever written.
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story, remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would, you got to give in so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
So I'm always looking for books and things for story time. Most of them children's books because I can get through them pretty quick. And they're fun to read and make fun of and share with you. Like Penrod's Pants was quite wonderful last week.
Very popular.
So I see this, and especially since we went 2 weeks ago to see live sheep and goats, I thought, boom, sheep stories.
Where is he?
Where's who?
You know.
No. Oh, the Screaming Goat. Did you give him to me? I think he's on. I think he's on my desk. He is. I've got him.
Okay, good. Okay, you're ready. Okay. You should have that as appropriate, but he might rate the story. I don't think he likes it.
Yeah, well. So we get these kinds of things.
The story is a.
Oh yeah. So.
But is it a?
Oh wow. There you go.
Oh boy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we usually get the books that I read from these lending library things, either our regular library or those neighborhood little libraries things that you can. Does that even sound like me? Is that even intelligible? Sheep stories. Wow, this is what my lungs sound like. I wonder if this is what the doctor heard when she heard my flutter. Like, God almighty.
Sounds like P-Funk.
So I grabbed this because it's short, it's small, and of course I love sheep.
Yeah.
I mean, literally the front cover is so adorable.
Oh, it's so cute.
I mean, I said I'd get a hard on immediately because me and sheep, but something of a cute story I can make fun of for kids. This is the story.
Very cute. It's very cute.
And this is a book from Greenbrier International Inc., 2018, from the Clever Fact. Nothing clever about this book.
The Clever Factory?
In Nashville,
Maybe
Tennessee.
it's the Cleaver.
I'd like to take a cleaver at this book. This is the whole book. This is the entire book. Because I keep looking to see if somebody's ripped pages out of it.
No, it's a children's book. It can't
Yeah.
be very long. It's for little children.
I know, but here's the book.
Span is not,
Oh!
What?
I think the pages got stuck together. That's why. There were more. It was the most abstract, ridiculous book ever. Because it jumped in the middle of a story.
So read it with the pages stuck and read it with the pages together.
See, another sheep lover must have jerked off over this book, gotten his cum between the pages.
With the thing open and closed, like the.
Well, here's the full book of sheep stories. It opens in a pastoral setting.
No, read the bad one with the missing, and then read.
All right,
the full.
so literally, when I opened this book, when we first got it, it says, "They hear a thump that startles them. They all say, 'What could that have been?' One sheep imagines a big bad wolf scaring them all from head to hoof," which doesn't rhyme with wolf. And then I swear to God, wolf, big bad. Oh, I'm sorry, scaring them from head to hoof, big bad wolf. Yeah, all right.
Please.
And when I read this book,
Yeah.
that was the end. I'm like, what kind of fucked up children's
tragedy?
It's just sheep. They're out of the blue, scared out of their minds, and then one is dreaming about a wolf attacking and killing them. The end. And then I go.
What was the real story that you missed the pieces of? Yeah.
So then I go online and I look for the for this company. I try to find this book, which I can't. But I find the company, which is of course kind of a religious-y thing, sheep and lambs and all that. But I'm like, this is the dumbest thing. How is this even a book? Now I realize the pages are like
stuck. Yeah.
We're stuck with like human something between them. Mm-hmm. So now here is the full book of sheep stories in all its glory. It's nighttime, and the flock of sheep are in the pasture, fast asleep. Okay, we have context.
Oh.
And then they hear a thump that startles them. And they all say, "What could that have been?" Scary. One sheep imagines a big bad wolf scaring them all from head to hoof. Oh no. That is not the end of the book. There's one more page. At sunrise, a sheep says, "Look what I found. It was just some apples that fell to the ground." The end. So this is now the second worst book I've ever read.
I think it means don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
You can't think it's a wolf when it's just a bunch of apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course next time the boy who cries apples, and it really is a wolf, and they all get eaten. So
these are not the most smart sheep, but hey.
Yeah, this is like.
What does Goat think of it?
Goat? How many stars? None. Wow. So you didn't like it, huh?
The sad part is that's exactly how a goat sounds, and we know that.
Oh, yeah. Man. Yeah. Oh, it is better with the 2 extra pages that the book contains. It is not that much better. Oh. Sheep stories here on Dave's Gone By. I would toss this right in the trash, but they're really cute. So, maybe with a little Kleenex and Vaseline later. I'll go there. Anywho, one other, speaking of sick, depraved things, it is now time, and don't you think it should have been a long time ago, for the crowning moment of this episode of the show, as it is for so many other episodes, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Now, what that is because my wife and I lived for almost like 11 years in lovely Greeley, Colorado. I I really did love Colorado, and I got it into my head to write poems about places there. Little poems, 5-line limericks, and trying to rhyme as many towns, cities, hamlets, unincorporated communities in Colorado as I possibly could. And at first I thought, oh, I'll do like a dozen of these. That'll be fun. And then I just kept going and still going over all these years. Now have probably well over 320 at this point of Colorado limericks of the damned, which means that, yes, I do rhyme the town 3 times. And since they're limericks, they're supposed to be disgusting, risque, tasteless, bawdy, amusing, and horrible. Most weeks, I lower myself to that challenge and keep tunneling under. So today we're going to go to Cardinal, Colorado for our Limerick of the Damned. Cardinal, Colorado, oh, it's time.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme, and likewise verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Colorado we go for Cardinal, Colorado. Let me tell you a little bit about Cardinal, and then we will have our poem. So, it was a mining town. This is from westernmininghistory.com. Cardinal was settled in 1872 for gold and silver mining. Basically, a nearby town, Caribou, was booming, but the leaders were very puritanical and they didn't want drinking and gambling and brothels and prostitution. So all the folks who wanted that moved to Cardinal. So Cardinal was like the appropriate color too. The red light district, if you will, for the folks going out of Caribou, the miners and such. Well, by 1900, another mine was struck and they renamed the new site New Cardinal. Turned out that the ore was full of tungsten, which had only recently become a valuable commodity. But still, after 20 more years, the place began to dwindle, and the mine was shut down for good in the 1940s. Nowadays, it's still kind of there. The land is privately owned.
Oh, wow.
It's in western Boulder County, and considered a ghost town, though the owners have left a few structures from the old days, from 100 plus years ago, when it was, a cool mining community, and a mining community where you could get a drink and a hooker for the night, and then spend all the money you made mining and owe the dealer. So, interesting town called Cardinal with a colorful history. It gets even more colorful and historical with the Colorado Limerick of the Damned. A teasing young virgin from Cardinal could make all her dates get real hard and all, but then she'd resist, and they'd get so pissed, they'd go rub their dicks on her garden wall. Let's consider that for a moment. And please send your comments and complaints to davesgoneby@aol.com. davesgoneby@aol.com. I do try and read every message that comes in. And you can also post, of course, on our Dave's Gone By Facebook page. So please, message me there or just type your messages under our show. Love to hear from you. So, want to remind you also, we have a Twitter feed, or I guess an x.com feed, Radio Dave 2. And then Rabbi Sol's Twitter feed is at Rabbi Sol Solomon, at Rabbi Sol Solomon. We have an Instagram page, which is, I do believe, where is it? David.Lefkowitz. So if you want to find us on Instagram, it's really the same material we're putting on davesgoneby.com and on our Facebook page. But if you're an Instagrammer, we're there. We also have a Blue Sky page called Dave's Gone By, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, all of that is ways, or are ways. All of that constitutes ways.
All of that All are ways.
Are ways.
That is the phrase, prepositional phrase.
Thank you.
Are.
All are ways to stay in, to stay in touch with Dave's Gone By, to know what we're doing, know what we have done, listen and watch all the archives that we have done at davesgoneby.com, archive.org, and for audio only, castbox.fm. Yeah, lots and lots of ways to stay close to the show even when we're not live on the air, to tell your friends and your family, and most particularly your bitterest enemies, about the program, and just keep us going and going and going, because that's what we do and what we love to do. So it's about 12:15 Eastern Time in the Daverhood. You've been watching episode number 1007 of this program. Now, we are very likely going to be taking a vacation week next week, because I got some stuff to do, so we won't be on the air. It's a perfect day to go find one of our archives from years ago and give it a listen. But we should be back the week after that, November 22nd, with a new edition. I know, right? And our guest that day, as promised, is going to be former New York Times chief theater critic Ben Brantley. I sat down
really good.
Mano a mano, the man who wanted the job I've always wanted in my life and never got. I let him live, but we have a very fun conversation all about the theater, past and present. So Ben Brantley, and a very, very smart guy, and very passionate, of course, about the theater, as this show is. So Ben Brantley next week, and then towards the end of the month on November 29th, Anne Halliday. Now she is an actress. She was in just about the original company of the Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind crew that I saw when I was in Chicago visiting back in the late 1980s. And not only was she an actress there for many years, she ended up marrying cast member Greg Cotis, who's been on this program. He's the guy who co-wrote Urinetown. So she did very well for herself, but her main thing over the past bunch of years is that she puts out a magazine called the East Village Inky. And it's an old-fashioned, in-the-mail little heart inky, like made of ink or inked out. Because it's real. It's not a PDF thing. It's not a digital vlog blog thing. It's a little magazine about life in the village for a parent, a woman who is trying to be creative and also trying to deal with kids and husband and crazy New York life and everything else. So there's that, and she also has a book out that's very enjoyable called Panther City, all about junior high school. It's more like it's elementary school drama and trauma, when the kids in this elementary school are tasked by a pretty wonderful teacher to create a city, and they all have to collaborate. That's the nature of the assignment. Like, what kind of stores should we have? What should it look like? What should it be designed like? And so this creates all sorts of chaos and difficulties and alliances and betrayals and so forth. It's very, very cool. And she wrote it, Anne Halliday did, using the illustrations of a 9-year-old girl.
I love that.
So it's pretty, and the illustrations are pretty damn great. It's called Panther City.
Panther City. Panther City Barbecue.
Is the nickname for Fort Worth, Texas.
Well, you might have to put in Halliday. Panther City Halliday.
Panther City Book Halliday.
The book just came out, so that's why we're celebrating. And we're going to have Anne Halliday as a guest. Sorry?
Tom Fagan?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. You say her name in there.
Okay. Panther City Book, Anne Halliday. Isn't that showing up? Isn't that coming out? You can go to her website, and there it is. You read it. Read
No,
it.
I want you to.
So yeah, I'll show you the cover.
To click on it, it'll get bigger.
Okay. Available for paperback for only $50. By the way, if you want to get her magazine, the East Village Inky, An issue is still $3.
That name is freaking awesome. It's so much fun, right?
I can't really click on it. It's Tales of a Gen X Grade 3 Project Run Amok by Anne Holliday and Luann Yao Fairs, who's the illustrator. And she is actually 9 years old. So
that's so cool.
Going to be an absolute delight talking to her on the 29th, to Ben Brantley on the 22nd. Definite reasons to keep watching this 1,000+ episode old show. With me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife, our great crowd. Thank you so much again. Also to Bill Russell and Justin Ross Cohen. Go see their show. Justin is directing and Bill conceived and wrote the lyrics for Has Anyone Seen My Mind? Is playing on Monday the 10th, Monday the 17th, and Monday the 24th at the Laurie Beachman Theater over on 9th and West 42nd Street in New York. Well, I think that about covers it, ladies and gentlemen. So, what can I wish you? I wish you, if you live in New York City, good luck.
Don't give a bromide statement.
Right. Yeah, I always end with a bromide statement. So I'll just say, go, do, be, thing, whatever, blah. And gone by.
He's gone by. He's gone by.
And inhale.